have a new headset today.
I didn't.
I sat down and my equipment has changed. Schneep.
Check.
That's better
Ooh.
than usual.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't make that call, Neep. You can't do that. You can't do that. That's not your job. Oh, who's pecans? Who's just munching on some
Those are my pecans.
damn nuts? You know I'm allergic to these.
Are you really?
Yeah, my mouth gets really itchy.
This is the only one.
I think there are other nuts. Macadamia.
D's.
You know, like,
Yeah. Macadamia, P, and D's. And that's pretty much all I can handle. Okay, let me tweet real quick.
I actually love this. I think this is so good.
You think that should just be the image?
Do you want that one?
Should we?
I like that one too, because it's like, send it to me.
Okay.
The Dawson in the Dark's pretty good too.
I can do both.
Just do the one with both of us.
Yeah, I
You
think the
sure?
one with two's better.
All right, I'll just do that.
That one can just be a saved cursed image.
Oh shit! You didn't fix the title. It's gonna show up out on the tweet. That's why you don't pull the trigger, Neeper, when it's time.
No.
You're gonna restart the stream.
You're gonna do this
Title
right now.
waste.
You're gonna do this.
His Twitch is gonna be forever
Before
scarred.
we even start,
You're gonna have a fucking 2 second.
Do not
VOD.
restart the stream.
You're gonna have a 2 second VOD on that bit.
Wait, just
God damn it! This is not a good first day at work for you, young intern. I gotta say,
The execs are just.
you really shat the bed on this one.
It was 2 coffee creamers, not 1.
Yeah, and just fucking slapped it out of his hand
Guess where you're going now? Back to Starbucks.
to learn.
why don't you learn how to fucking poach an egg, Neeper?
Huh? A grape Gatorade, like Miles.
I want 1 grape Gatorade and 2 Miller High Lifes. Champagne of beer.
1 Red Bull. Yeah, if you buy 2, you get a discount on the second one.
That's
I feel
strange
like-
because I only want 1.
I feel like my mic gets really loud.
Really hot.
Yeah.
Hot.
Hot
hits.
mic?
Hot
Is this a
hits.
hot mic?
Hot hits.
How's the
How's the compression?
Well, that one's kind of shitty. Compression's all like...
that's the universal check.
I'm just saying maybe it's our monitor that's a little too loud.
If I'm talking to it more, I can drop the gain.
No, it's fine. We can drop our monitor.
I just don't want people to hear me do all the...
We can drop our monitor. I just don't want the clipping. I don't want any Dan's games and shit.
Never ever been clipping unless it's like...
Are we live with the stream?
Yeah, we're
Oh,
live.
fuck.
No,
The stream's live? Well, live?
we've been so live.
Should I get
So you're saying that there's people who can hear this?
Yeah, they can hear these bands. How are the noodles on your lips, Dawson?
The noodles?
Yeah,
What do you mean?
the chong noodles.
Not a good first showing, apparently.
I was gonna say like you're ASMRing, but like it's not a good feeling after you've had such a heavy bowl of pasta.
My lips are on fire.
Very emotional right now.
My
All right,
heart is
just
still,
let me
but
eat
my
my
lips
nuts.
are on fire.
all right, Neep. Is it just okay? Hit it. Go. Hit the Mikey video.
I'm not ready.
Mikey,
Oh, we're doing Mikey first?
Yeah.
mute us.
Are you going to do that thing where we fade out?
Bro,
Maybe we should do Mikey.
why are you?
Go to-
You know what Jet never did? Is he
Izzy,
asked
talk
me.
the fuck back.
Hey there, campers. It's Camp Counselor Mikey, and welcome to Smash Camp.
Oh, no.
We'll get it. Hey, do you like your melee bone in or boneless? It's poisonous. Come on down to the Smash Camp General Store. We'll have everything you need to have a good time at camp. We'll have baseball shirts, pullover hoodies, snapbacks, posters, get your face signed by Axe, Have the Bad Melee boys roast you for just $40.
Mike, you dumb idiot. I hate you. All you do is talk about your amazing 130-acre camp and private lake, and I just want our friendship back, and it hurts. I miss you so much that it hurts. So...
The Smash Camp! Come to Smash Camp. Plup was a hard maybe.
Fucking
Yeah.
gnarly.
Yeah. We're live.
Gnarly.
Are we live?
Wait, what's up? Welcome to Bad Mate, the podcast. This may be the one that Dawson vomits on. We were just talking about. You've been eating a lot of pecans. Chong cooked for you.
For each sub, I'll elbow him in the stomach.
Yeah, it's true.
He'll get closer and closer.
Neep, keep an eye on the subs, and
Just give me a silent finger. And I'll just-
you'll hit the rib cage.
Only 3 to 9 though. I don't do 12 to 6. I have
okay,
12 to 6
that's
elbows.
fine.
That's-
No choo-choo train elbows?
UFC standard only.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah, that was what you guys just watched. If you watched it, was the trailer for Smash Camp. Mikey made that, and I wouldn't have aired it if it wasn't really funny. So, shouts out to Mikey. And I
It
don't know.
was good.
If you're in the area, go to Smash Camp. Looks pretty cool.
Dude, the bone in, bone out bit actually.
That's
had me
really
crying.
good, dude.
He's like pushing the cases around on
Yeah.
the barbecue.
Mine's the final, the riding bike, like, come to Smash Camp, Plep's a hard maybe.
Yeah, that's so good.
Oh, I miss you, Mike.
Mikey's a funny man.
So what's up, guys? It's just the three boys. This is the squeakiest chair I've ever experienced in my life.
Way to go, Neeper.
Come on,
We're
man.
supposed
You're
to
supposed
get
to
new
grease the
chairs.
chairs. You're supposed to.
WD-40.
I swear to God, not a good first day for you. That last podcast was day 0. That was your signing all your papers.
Yeah.
This is day 1. This is the real time, and I have a squeaky chair.
Real time with Bill Maher.
Yeah, the internship was to just be on screen. But
The
yeah,
Ender.
yeah, this is the ender. I was at Summit. It was cool.
Yeah, pretty cool. Huh?
It was chill.
You know what? Next time in America, fuck it. I'm just paying to get in. I don't care what the hell.
Really?
I don't know. I don't know how much it is. If it's like
I think-
800, people pay that much to see YG. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's true.
I don't know how. I think it's like 15.
1500.
Yeah.
That's kind of like. I don't want it that bad.
Yeah.
That's where you
what
start
I'm
to
saying.
question. Like,
Yeah.
You know what's funny too?
700. Fuck it.
Ringler, he paid again to get in, but this time
Ringler
he
pays every year,
he
too.
didn't even show up for like all the days. It was like he paid. He was just like whatever.
I didn't know Ringler was
He just
there,
like came
actually.
in.
He came in like
periodically.
later times and like it was so strange. Like for him, I bet the first one that he paid to get in, he was like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna be there all hours of the day." This one, he's just like, "Shmee," like,
I've done it before,
yeah,
and it seems like Ringler's starting to like. He's paid his way in, but he's also. It's not like. They're just like, oh, Ringler's here again. It's not like that kid who paid. It's just like they've just established that he's gonna be there.
yeah.
now.
That's how
And-
it felt
and
when
it's
I
just
saw
chill.
him there.
It's chill now.
It's something. Oh, big sub.
We're gonna do all the elbows at the end.
Yeah, we'll just
Live on camera, just sucker punching. All right, we'll count him up. Save him for the end. Feed him some more pecans
Jesus
first.
Christ.
you better down that bag. We
Sean
got.
fed me pasta. It tasted like pure gasoline, and now.
So all right, let's talk about it. I had
Alright,
I
you
had an
wanna
issue
talk
with
about it,
this.
then?
I had an issue with this. You ate his pasta in front of him, and you said, good
you were on that
pasta."
I thought you didn't like Two-Face in
I thought you didn't like that Harvey Dent.
Look, dude.
Harvey
Those
Dente.
You're on that Harvey Al Dente shit.
Yeah, Harvey Al Dente. Those YouTube comments broke him, and I just couldn't.
I was like, "Chong, he said your pasta sucks. He lied to you." And he's like, "What the hell? I want to get better." You know what I'm
He
saying?
just wants to improve, bro.
Some people just can't.
You can't
don't-
coddle him like a little
Some
boy.
people just don't have the sauce. Okay.
Oh, he's gonna watch this vlog and he's gonna hear that.
I know. I mean, it's
I take it all back. I
Yeah,
love
yeah.
the pasta chong.
It's a big joke. It was a big joke.
I will say that
It was a bit.
It was a bit.
I had P made me pasta once, and it was pretty good.
I've had some fire chong pastas and I've had some sketchy chong pastas.
And does he get experimental? Is that the thing?
Yeah.
He just starts making some shit that smells weird sometimes.
Yeah. Too many scents.
Yeah, too many. He is spiced out of his skull sometimes.
I came in here and was like, who's cutting 40 lemons right now? It was just him and the pepper. He was just going ape shit with
It
that.
was wild on the sauces.
And the lemon pepper. But yeah, he'll be popping in with our Gatorades pretty soon.
Yeah.
We sent him on a booze run.
I got 2 High Lifes and a grape Gatorade coming. I'm
Yeah,
pretty hyped about
in
it.
transit on the Uber Eats.
It's Uber Eats, and you can only buy tall cans of either High Life or Banquet.
It's a very popular app.
The Yeats man waits, and he's like, shotgun it. And you're like, I don't want to. It's a Wednesday.
If you don't want to tip him, you have to shotgun one.
Yeah, and he's like,
and
yeah, bro.
He's
He's just a bro they find, and he's happy to go without tips to see shotguns. He's like, yeah, crush
shotgun
it, bro.
just gets him so pumped.
He's working for like $4 an hour, never getting the
He
tips.
just
Yeah.
does it for the sport. For the show.
Yeah, we're for Uber Eats. It's pretty chill. Going to community college.
Yeets.
Yeah, dude, I went to Summit. Do you guys have any like questions about it? I don't know how to do this.
Why
Like,
do
I
they
could
let
just-
everybody in now?
right?
Well, not just you. I feel like there's
Who
like
else
8
was in that shouldn't? That
not
felt
that
like they
shouldn't
shouldn't
be
have been
in,
there.
but I feel like there was like 80 people there.
Like
It
who?
looked pretty packed. It looked more
looked
packed than
packed.
usual.
So what?
I don't
they,
care who they are.
What the thing was is like you could bring a coach, and so there was like
it was bring a friend day.
Yeah,
It's a
there was some
fucking
like
bylaw,
Rishi
dude.
got there because he was like someone's. I
He
forget
was
who.
AMS's coach on VGBC.
That's right. And
He's like, oh yeah, he's his coach. They can't speak the same language.
Yeah, they can't communicate like humans normally do, but you know,
He's actually coaching him on how to play Yoshi.
yeah, he's giving him the tips he needs, in Japanese. No,
imagine if he actually is.
that would be fucking wild.
He's just fluent. Like he just picked
He,
it up. Last minute.
Ems like loses the first game. He just goes up and he's like, oh, he's just like, whoa.
He
And
just starts doing these like fade back forward airs with Yoshi that just they work every
And
time.
you're like, he knew. He really did coach. Actually, Fro was getting a lot of shit. People were like, yeah, good coaching, bro. Like,
Who is he supposed to be the coach?
Axe's coach. Because of tempo.
Yeah,
yeah.
I don't know how he landed that job. And whenever he goes up to Johnny just kind of blankly stares at him and walks away.
I shit on him on Twitter because he was like, hey, anyone got some cool clips for like of S2J playing for a combo video? And I was like, isn't that your job to do? Like,
Yeah.
farming clips is work. And like, you don't just outsource that just because you got followers, right? Like,
Yeah.
I didn't think that was...
I
That's
mean,
not
I
chill.
would, but I'd also like take the roast for it and be like, yeah, that was pretty shameless.
Right, yeah.
But also,
Like
if you
you
still
get
have
caught
those
with your
clips.
head in the cookie jar, and you gotta be like, yeah.
But just hope that there's at least one guy who's like, yeah, I'll do it.
Yeah.
I don't
love
know
you,
that
bro.
unpaid work isn't
He's-
not cool yet. You know?
He's 14. He's either doing that or clipping up Modern Warfare videos.
Right, exactly. Or, jacking off. But so there were some people there that was like, oh, cool. Typo was there after I was.
That makes sense.
He's there to he's like the technician.
Yeah.
I just don't know how I feel about bringing in like obviously people who aren't coaches when like choose their own dicks and eating onions to try to get in.
You think
and
there's
then,
a
and then
problem
West
there?
Balls is just like, well, I'm one of the more powerful people in SoCal, and Mike, you will take me with you. Although I've roasted you a lot, you will bring me, Mike. I did not campaign, nor did I do very well this year.
Yeah.
But you will bring me,
You
Mike.
will. I
Or I
did
will
fall
bully you.
asleep. Yeah. It was kind of odd. I don't know.
Because it's like it undermines the system. Neeper, why the fuck are you in front of the
Neep,
camera right
that's
now?
why are you upping
him
the,
out of here.
the
Get him
phone?
out of here.
I'm-
I'm saying it's quiet.
I'm in the middle of a point.
You could
right
do
now,
this.
and you're.
Oh my god.
We got a goddamn prima donna behind the computer right
Jet never did that.
This fucking intern gets in front of the fucking camera one more time.
I swear to
I'm
God.
I'm leaving. I'm
He's gonna
walking.
wish this wasn't that I wasn't open carrying right now.
It's a walkout.
You
It's a
fucking-
walkout.
Fucking walkout right here.
now he's trying to get thugged up.
He's trying to get
He's
get his back wet.
He's feeling froggy,
Out here.
dude. He's feeling froggy in these streets.
Anyway, yeah, Chew drew 100 dicks on his face, and he ate a bunch of onions. And I
Still
think
didn't
that
make
was a part of the discussion. Is like, this is a losing game because you can only just elevate to where it's like town. You know,
Yeah.
like where's the line? And it's pretty clear that there isn't one, unless it's like
Once you go down the defiling yourself to get votes road, you got to go so hard.
yeah, it's exponentially more.
I think
what's the
Chu
word?
almost like loses votes off that. Like he's had a really good year. He could have just played up like, "Hey, I'm a real player now, guys. I want to learn. Please let me in."
I don't think
Right.
that works anymore.
But
Well-
like there's other people who are getting in. Like Crush would never do that something like that to himself, and he can just be like, "Yeah, I want to improve. Please get me there." And he plays Fox, not a
But he didn't
Coward's
do that. He
character
was
like Ice
New
Climbers.
England.
yeah, but
I
I
mean,
feel like-
I
I
think
feel like he
Crush
copped-
deserved to be there.
I feel like he copped a lot of
Right.
votes nationwide. I gave my votes to Crush this year around. He deserved it.
I'm not saying he didn't.
I'm just
deserve it.
saying.
I think
if Chew campaigned different, I think this campaign style actually.
You
hurt
think
him
it
this
hurt
year.
him to be so degenerate?
I think last year it helped him, and this year it's like he'd mined that well dry.
Right,
there was
right,
nothing left there.
Well, I mean, if it weren't for that Angel investment on Mike,
Yeah, I mean,
that's like some wild shit, right?
yeah, that's stupid.
Like, but what I'm saying is, without that, Chew would have succeeded in his strategy. You know what I mean? The dicks would have paid off.
Yeah,
And then he can
he
just
kind of got cheated.
wash
really.
his face
It's on some
and then-
Mario Party-ish.
Right, yeah, that was the bonus star.
Turn
was a bonus
24
star.
and 2 stars go the wrong way during chance time.
Yeah, it's over. And that was also the Blea thing. Like, who put the money together?
Who's man?
Who's man?
Who's man?
Like I
Who scraped the chips up for that one?
like
was he like the first one in? Because I think the first vote in is always the easiest.
Blea.
Yeah, for day one is always easiest.
Blea, no, it was Crush and
I thought it was Crush Blea.
no, Blea was like working for it for a while.
Crush who? Hacks.
Hacks, yeah.
Hacks makes sense, I guess.
But yeah, no, it was like, and you know what's
Hacks
funny
is
is
such
like
a joke these days.
Blea came and then he went nowhere in the tournament and he didn't even get camera time.
I heard
and-
he was sick.
Was he sick?
I heard he was sick.
And
Rumor on the street is he's sick.
it's like
that sucks.
it's like I don't know. I think the whole
He didn't
thing is
get
a
to boost his
joke.
clout, huh?
He didn't get to boost his clout, but I also think the whole thing is a joke. But if I didn't think it was a joke and I voted for that guy, I would want him to have been more there, right?
On camera, I didn't notice him at all for the small amount of Summit I watched.
Right, and that's his choice too. But I don't know. The whole thing's got me fucked up, man.
Why?
I don't know if I like it, and I don't know if I don't like it.
I don't really like Summit anymore.
Yeah, it's like
It
I
seems
don't
like
like it
it's
anymore.
great for the people who are there, and
it. Yeah, it was.
like it seems like for the players, they all say it's their favorite event for the year. Of course it is, because they get to hang out with their friends and learn the game they love to play, and play with the best people without any of the distractions, free food, free drink, and the best players they could possibly play.
And
for 4 days.
I think it's fucked up that someone gets that for literally free.
What do you mean, like the
Like,
invites?
Yeah, the invite.
You think everyone should be voted?
No, I don't think. I think
No,
everyone.
not the. If you're a good player, you should get the instant invite. I'm talking about the after invites, the plus ones.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think you should
yeah.
have plus
No,
ones.
the plus ones are cooked.
Yeah, definitely.
It's a little sus, yeah.
no
and-
such thing as halfway crooks, man. You can't.
I don't know, because, like, as someone who went there and did stuff for it, and I got to see, like, content that I wrote and whatever get, like, broadcasted, that's big for me, and that's sick, right? But as someone who's, like, if I was just a shitter consumer, I'd be like, me. I don't really...
It's just a house full of very good Smashers, and if you care about Smash and you're one of those people, then it's the best place you can be, right?
Yes. But I don't know. I feel like the next summit isn't going to... I feel like the stride has been hit, and it's like,
yeah.
you know...
I feel
like
like bi-yearly is is that bi-yearly means 2?
Is
Bla-
it 2 years?
biannually.
It feels like
Bi-
there's 8 a year.
Yeah.
But we're only on number
It's
5.
2.
And I don't understand.
2 a year is too much. I think it should be once a year. 2 a year is way too much.
They did that too with the Dota summit. They did one summit. It was like a cool event, and then they double dipped. Man, they were like, "Hey, this did pretty well.
And
Let's
I
just
feel
do
like-
2 a year."
I feel like
That's
every other
double.
esport has less to offer than Smash in terms of like those guys are probably amazing at Dota, but I feel like the Smashers off their game and in front of the camera are way better. I've seen so many esports, and I can imagine so many scenarios where it's like at the summit, now you're playing Mario Party, and they're just like sitting there quietly.
You're talking about like not Smash.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
saying
no.
like Dota players would be big nerds if they're not playing Dota.
That's 100% true. I was talking to one of the guys that worked there, one of the members of Dicktown, which is like the production team, and he was like, the Dota guys, their paycheck comes from winning the game. Their real paycheck, it's not from stream, it's not from this and that. They play to win these giant tournaments and get that fat shmoney.
And if you don't get the big one, then you're nothing.
Then you're nothing. And so like when they come to the summit, it's no jokesies. Like they're grinding Dota and they're studying Dota and making sure they're hot and ready. Like
Yeah.
a damn Little Caesars.
Well, honestly, it's the same with Smash, but we're all just such huge degens that
That's
we'd
the
rather
thing.
just drink.
Yeah.
And Armada's the only one who's on that ish.
for the
Like
staff,
maybe Hungry Box, a few of the gods.
for the staff at Summit, they're like, yeah, this is the funnest one by far.
Yeah.
Because Smashers are just like, woo! Like,
Yeah, they just it's like their
Who's got-
homeboy has called them up to come round, but
Yeah.
their mums provided hot pockets and drinks, and it's like, yay! I'm just gonna get lit at my friend's house and play Melee.
That's exactly it. And I don't know. I'm still so conflicted on it. It's like a good viewer event.
I think it's a bad.
It's generating money.
It's a necessary evil. I think that's what it comes down to. Like, evil is like a strong word.
think
but
for
I
what
think
it
like,
does-
creates a lot of shitty things and like exploits people, kind of.
like that's just the voting
Not
process,
just-
right?
Yeah,
though?
but the voting process is like the most important process.
well, is it? What do you mean?
Because
I guess it generates
builds
the most
hype.
revenue. Yeah, yeah.
And it like
Yeah.
doesn't it add to the pot and like
Yeah,
there's like so many things about the voting process that like are intrinsically like bad for like a lot of people. Because you don't get in like. I mean, I don't want to use Chew as the only example because I'm sure there's like the tiers before that really suck. Like Pew didn't get in.
Right. Then
Which
this was
fucking
the
sucks.
first time people were like, you know what? No,
Yeah, people because
I'm done.
No, they said they were done, but it's just because they were losing the race.
You
Like,
think so? It was
every
like
time
a real
Hugs-
political
Hugs-
race.
Yeah, no, Hugs was like, I'm gonna bow out and let my fans stop wasting my money, just because he knew he wasn't gonna make it, and yeah, he wanted his fans to stop wasting their money. But he basically what he was saying is it's not gonna happen this year,
Yeah, yeah.
and that's
but there
not-
are people who like waste might be. I mean, it's kind of I don't know.
It is a waste.
It is
If
a
you
waste,
don't- If
but,
they don't
like-
make it, it is on fire.
you get to that point where you're like at the last heat and it's just like you like don't make it in. That's like fucking devastating.
But
Like
it's
that would
like-
fuck me up.
It's like
And then it's like Rishi gets in.
True.
You get what I'm saying?
it's good
like,
money after bad at some point though. Like you're just piling more into the furnace and hoping the flames get big enough to make you get in. Like what I'm saying is, if you reach the final round, you should still be able to drop out because it's going to take twice as much money as you've already dumped to get through.
Yeah,
Right,
I think that's
right.
fucked.
Like, at what point do you decide, like, yeah, 20K is a lot. My fans already lit that on fire, but we're going to need another 40 to have a shot.
Yeah, it's like a real political. Like you're buying ad space. Like you're lobbying to your donors. It's like
Yeah, you gotta-
it's Babby's first political campaign plus capitalism.
It's on a smaller level because there's no real policy. It's more of just a popularity vote.
Right. Which I mean, you could argue that's really what it boils down to in like an actual political
You'd
election.
hope not.
You'd hope not, but like, come on, right? Like,
Yeah, like
I read the policies, actually.
yeah. And you do have the nerds that are on the internet being like, no, he has like the best chance, and he's had a really good year, and he would benefit the most. Like that's those are the policy wonks that are
the guys
reading
who are
the.
like, he deserves it because 17th at Big House and...
Right, yeah.
and there's also like the fuck situation of like New England and I guess Florida this year where it's like they get a free in. So two people are getting free ins just from their.
It's
What
just
does
a game
New
of-
England
it's a
get?
game of
Like
chicken,
they're
though.
just organized. They have that East Coast like fucking
I don't know.
colony money.
It's
like
fucking collusion. Matt
There's just
Dodgeb
some
owns
nerds.
Smash GG and he just fucking.
he
He's
just
just
fudges the
changing-
numbers,
yeah,
bro.
He just changes some ones to nines.
Yeah,
it's just
and
some-
it's just who cares if the money doesn't show up at the end of the day in the bank
Yeah.
account?
Oh, the
Oops.
counting doesn't add up.
But Crush is already there. What are we gonna do? Fly
He's
him
like,
back?
looks like you're gonna take the hit, Zoo.
I'm just glad it was Crush this time and not like a shitty person.
Yeah, I'm
or
glad it was-
infinite numbers.
Yeah, I'm glad it was Crush and not one of those other jokers.
Great, yeah. Crush was he was great. And he plays pretty well as well. It's like he didn't get absolutely just donked.
He has a patrician playstyle, and the other people from New England have a cheesy playstyle, in my opinion.
It's not true.
It's true. Climbers and Peach, are you kidding me?
I mean, those are just two.
You're talking about the people who were invited or New England as a whole?
Oh, no, I'm talking about the New England players who
Right,
were
okay.
invited
Okay,
previously.
okay,
Makes more
okay.
sense.
You get a pass.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. I don't know. Well, okay. Besides,
I
that,
think there's a lot of nuance to the like discussion of whether Summit is good or bad.
I think it's good, but I think twice a year, mine's more it's kind
It's
of
a
like
goal. It's
it's
gold
nuclear
mine.
energy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
And it leaves a lot of radiation.
Yeah, the waste has to go somewhere.
Yeah.
And like
It's gonna
now,
end up like Chernobyl, just like all fucked up.
Yeah,
someone tweeted.
elephant's foot in the fucking basement.
Someone,
Like, has
there's
a
a lot of
fake
fallout,
Sharpie
and
beard.
twice a year that's a lot of radiation.
Yeah, it is, and
It sucks that this is like our thing though.
it
Like-
really is. Like, it's,
Like we need this.
We
You
don't
know?
need it. Well, who says we need it?
Smash needs it.
well, I mean, it's not a bad thing for like the game. Like
I think that's what I'm saying. I
anything
think
that gets
Smash as a
eyeballs
whole
and asses in the
needs it.
seats is like that's good,
It's the content creation around it is really good because that's what the entry level fan cares about,
right?
and that's important. I think we need to do more of that because Smash is going to a place where there's not going to be Mango 2014. Where Melee's going is going to be less interesting for the entry level fan than it ever
Yeah.
has been before.
Right.
It's going to be on some really nerdy shit in the future,
Mm.
and so those skits and stuff they need to carry.
Yeah, and what was cool is I thought they really popped off this year instead of like because in the previous years there were some there's like they kind of phoned it in.
There was some clunkers,
There
yeah.
was some clunks, but this one it felt pretty solid all around. That may or may not have to do with my involvement in them.
I think the
But-
ones you had involvement in were good. You know what? I watched that one about the ping pong skit.
Yeah,
Was that
And
you?
no.
You did, but you did the American Psycho.
I don't know if we've talked
Yeah.
about that.
What?
You
What
and
about
me,
it?
about like being in another room and being like, he's a fox, he's technical, but the Marth, he's outplaying him. That like
I don't
ping pong
think
with
so.
That scene where they're on the roof.
Yeah, yeah. I know
I've
what
had
you
that
mean.
exact idea. So when I saw it, I was like, finally somebody did this. It was like it was like a very easy translation to make because of the clacking of the game.
Right, yeah.
And I was just like, this is so like.
It fits beautifully.
I don't know
into
how
the-
nobody's done this yet, and it's a really good idea.
Yeah, it was good.
I thought the American Psycho bit was like. I think everyone like said their lines perfectly.
It was so I was there for that shoot. I pitched and wrote that, and I just need to put my name on the marble there. Oh, what do we got? Chong, give me my Gatorade. Chong,
He's got the goodies.
that's my boy.
Oh, he got the.
That's my son.
Thank you, Chong.
They're not cold. That's okay though.
Just throw it at the wall.
Thank you. We're not sponsored by Red Bull, by the way.
I mean, I only need one for now.
You're set though.
Yeah.
Let's just put that down. You got me 40. Jesus. He's supersized on all of it.
Yeah,
and I
you did
like that.
supersize them. But yeah, the what was cool is like that shoot was like pulling teeth too because it was really really late, and these guys they don't have scripts. They basically had their lines read to them. They're like, okay, you're gonna say this and say it once. Okay, now go action. And for that sort of cobbled together production, it turned out really well, at least for that sketch. And then the peanut butter one, I pitched a very much like more complex version of that, and they cleaned it up and kind of brought it down. Dude, I paid you. And
Jesus
that
Christ.
turned out good. Yeah, I don't know. I'm saying it's like it was pretty good.
Yeah, I think at least for the skits this year, they were the best out of all the years.
Yeah, you're welcome. No,
Yeah.
it was seriously is a team effort. Like those guys, they edit all through the night. They stay up. It's wild.
I think Smash
They
of all
turn around.
esports though, like I think people like Crush have been running jokes, those kind of things, their entire life in interviews. And to just be like, say this now and make it funny without a script or without anything late at night, I think Smashers can do that better than anybody.
I think so too. Yeah, but some people they can't act. They just
Yeah.
don't. You tell them to do something, and they're just like they brick up.
And when I saw that, I was just like, dude, this is like perfect. Like,
Yeah, apparently the camera guys were really in love with that scene, and so they made sure to
Get the
put a lot of
shots
time
right and
into
stuff,
it.
yeah.
Yeah. So that was cool. I don't know, and I did my thing, and that was pretty good too. So you guys had some criticisms of me on the couch. Let's hear them. I was on the couch.
I had criticism.
You know what? I was. No, well, I didn't talk to you. Miles did. But I was. The thing was, they
Yeah.
put me on the couch and they were like, "Slime, can you just fill an hour, right?" And they talked to me beforehand, like, "We can get you for like on the couch for an hour, and you can like maybe have something planned." And we were up that night. I think we did the podcast that night, and I was like still writing questions for my interviews like till 3 a.m. It was pretty rough.
Oh yeah.
So I was like, I'm not going to plan for that. But they're like, sit on the couch for an hour. Can you just fill it up? I'm like, yeah, sure. I do this anyway. Just put someone in my lap, and that was it. But what I didn't like is that it said slime time on the bottom, as if it was like, okay, guys, this is what you've been waiting for, rather than
Everyone
like,
had been waiting for it.
see, I didn't like
As
that.
soon as it hit the schedule, the whole chat was like slime time waiting room.
I didn't like that.
Why not?
Because it implied that I was prepared and it implied that I sort of deserved to be seen rather than I would have liked to keep the angle that I kind of just am here, like me. And
But I think like your whole persona is like that you don't prepare them. Like that these jokes come almost off the cuff.
Yeah.
With the delivery.
I mean, sometimes they do.
so you
but
just
like,
have to sit down and actually be that person.
I know, and
which
it's
is
hard.
really hard. Yeah. You gotta have a big debt to pay.
Yeah, that's true. But honestly, if it said anything else besides that, if it didn't have
Slime time just
my
triggered you?
God, it didn't trigger me, but it set a false precedent for what I should have been expected. And I was like, oh,
Did
shit.
people have a problem with it? I feel like people were just like going nuts over it and then just eating it up.
Well, Miles, go ahead.
I just thought that
Miles, I did my laundry all night on the weekend, and he sat with me, and he's like, look, we don't need to talk about the things you did good. We need to talk about what you need
me
to
and
work
Anthony
on.
have a very positive criticism relationship.
Yes.
And-
We value criticism.
Yeah, yeah.
So
That's what we value in this company.
yeah.
At Bad Melee. And I was just like, look, you did okay. You didn't brick. You didn't rock the room.
Right.
And here's why.
yeah.
I just thought you clung to the juice box. You were just running a lot of really meta bits instead of actually talking about topics with people. And you were like, oh, I'm scared. Hey, guys.
Yeah.
Like, I'm really nervous.
It's like nervous ticks, man.
And it's like when you're on a first date and you speak really fast and you're like, hey, it's just funny that like both of us are here and we both just like didn't know each other before this.
I would
And then
never
you-
say that.
You know what I
but
mean?
I know what you're talking
You were getting
about. Yeah.
super meta on it
Yeah.
instead of just like...
But I didn't really do that though, did I?
I think with
I didn't
Axe,
say
it was, like,
anything like that.
It was
pretty
funny when
clean.
you were getting meta on my case because he had to move away and that was really funny.
Yeah, the cameraman did amazing by cutting to Mike, picking up his headphones and turn like that was a good shot.
Yeah, that was good.
Because it also would have looked kind of weird.
But
But
that whole like, you're being weird. No, you're being weird. Like, what's going on here?
with who?
Like, that was the dynamic between you, Mike, and Crush. Mike was like, what's
Mike was
what's
a
actually going on?
brick. Oh, no shade, but I'm so glad he got off the couch, dude.
Yeah,
Like,
once it was you and Crush, it was better. But you just you clung to the Uncrustables. You clung to the juice box.
Yeah.
You just really stomped a few things.
it's
into the floor.
because like you find a sort of touch tone. It's like you're out in space and you're floating around.
You saw like a little boy that's just out in the water, and there's just no other land.
Yeah.
And you're like, that's a human put that there. I'm gonna go over to that boy. It's just floating in the water.
Yeah.
And it just reminds you that humans exist.
I have to. It's like I'm in space and I have to make sure I can see the pole or else I float away. And that turns into like these habitual bits, like the juice box
Yeah.
and the and just
Do you think it was nerves or?
yeah, it was nerves. Yeah,
It
I
was
was
very
like,
clearly
I'm
nerves.
here at the goddamn summit. Like what? But what I was telling Miles is like that's the first time that's ever gonna happen. Like there's first dates with people you just meet, and then there's
chemistry
the
only
first
gets-
date.
It only gets better from there, right?
Right. And so I'm like, I just had to get it out, and I don't know.
I didn't think that you bricked or like that it was bad. I just think that what the people were expecting was the slime time spam kind of evaporated.
That's what pissed me off. Because it's like, guys,
you could have actually just stepped up to the plate and knocked it out of the park though, and been like, slime time, motherfucker.
No.
No, I think it was-
because that I did the safe play. I dash danced until I found an opening.
No, you hit a bunt
You're-
and
you're-
got to first base.
You're no,
Like
you're
it didn't brick the team.
you're talking about like running in with the fucking hardest read like.
You're talking about dropping the hammer.
No, I'm talking about just dash dancing and seeing what comes up.
No, you were. That's what I was doing.
that's
No,
the
no,
op-
no.
that's
You were
the opposite of what
naring
you
in
just
place. You were spamming an aerial every 5 seconds and praying that it hit.
It wasn't- look, no, I feel like I was in between,
I
but I
think-
was definitely like not confident in approaching.
I think the
Yeah.
implication of slime time is like being harped on too much because I didn't feel like it was like, oh, it's slime time. I just felt it was.
Well, also, I was in the
time.
background eating gummy bears or fruit snacks, and I was in frame while the other actual commentators were talking, and people, I guess, in chat were just going nuts.
If you watch the restream,
like,
slime
"Put
time
him on!"
was like pouring down.
And I'm like, fuck, like that I couldn't control, but
That's lit. People love you.
that's fine. But like the slime time words, like that's some bullshit. What?
Talking to your mic. No one can hear you properly because you're always
Hello.
Yeah. How would you?
It just seems really hot in the headphones, so
You can turn down your headphones a
That's
little
what
bit.
that makes,
yeah,
We'll
just
do
do
that.
that.
We'll
Do that
do
for
it
me.
right there.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Good?
Thank you.
All
I'm
right.
glad you did that.
Yeah, you gotta have. The,
Just
Yeah.
shut
It's
Dawson out of the
fine.
conversation.
It's
well,
fine.
that's why I don't like the. I'm not gonna get it.
You don't like what?
I like the long table. I feel like I want to look at you.
I don't
Yeah,
have
I
to tell
like
you.
to look at my friends.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm sideways glancing.
Yeah, he
That's true.
always
You are
has
in the
that.
middle.
Yeah.
I remember last time we did 3. I was in the
middle's
middle.
low tier.
You said this already? That's what I'm saying, but it's a cursed
I think
table.
what the fans like.
Are you fucking
like
bringing up the
less?
dining room table? Oh, this is your last
The
day.
one thing the fans like less than being able to hear us here at the podcast is hearing Neep whinge in the background.
I'm for Neepers whinging when he's on that real shit, and I think we should.
I'm all for it.
Anyway,
A well contrasted whinge.
anyway, what are we talking about? Yeah,
you
yeah.
know what we're talking about. We're talking about fucking slime time.
Goddamn slime
dog.
time.
Goddamn slime time. The words on the screen, it may seem small, but it implies like
Look,
a
dog.
rhetoric.
It,
That,
No,
implies an amount of time occupied by slime.
yes.
I think that's all it is. It's just like slime's time, and I think the people wanted it, and you can't like like overthink. Like,
I just would
that,
rather have been shown up to the local and people didn't think I was gonna do well, rather than like, he better make top
Just on the
8.
PR now.
Well,
And you have
yeah.
to win.
Welcome to expectation, homie.
Some bullshit. I'm not with it.
Well, too bad.
We all want to throw out bricks for free, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. But other than that, it was.
It wasn't a brick though. That was mean.
I think the
No,
Axe
it was actually
segment
really good.
where Axe was like just talking.
Me and
about,
X were having a nice
it
combo.
was a good combo. I think that's good.
Crush
I like combos.
kind of like helped you out a lot as well.
Crush was good. I didn't think he would be as cooperative.
He was very cooperative.
Yeah, I thought I was gonna have to tease things out of him, but he was just like down to clown, which was cool. Because he will do that thing. He does that in real life too, where when he's done talking to you, he just dips.
He just walks away.
He just doesn't.
And he does
I
a lot
like
of like
that.
you say something to him and you'll be like, "Hey, Crush, like, how do you see Fox in the current meta?" Like just a random question to be like, "How do you mean?" He's like, reiterate, explain more. Like he'll
Yeah.
like buck questions if he thinks they're not worded
Yeah,
well enough.
yeah. It's actually kind of cool because it's like a challenge to talk to him, especially on camera. Obviously, you can have more normal conversations with him when you're not on camera, but it's like how do I maneuver this conversation? And it's like a cool encounter.
He plays ball when you do it well enough as well. He doesn't just slap them all away.
Yeah. He throws you some, and yeah, that was cool.
So like from the inside looking out, like how nuts was it really to like be in? Because you were only there for a day. Just the
Okay,
media day?
here's the thing.
You were there for day 0.
I was there for day 0 media day. The rest of the days I didn't show up besides the party on Sunday after the tournament, after singles. And when I walked in on Wednesday, I was like, fucking let's rock. Like I had a job to do. I had the video to make and I was like, show me where the camera is, show me where to go. I'm just going to do my thing. There's food here. Like I felt very, very comfortable. And so that was cool. What also I think would be cool for like Miles is that upstairs it's just like the top 10, 20 best players in the world all playing on
the
TVs.
dream, really.
Like it's insane. Like one TV is these guys, and then the next one over is even more
The next guys.
amazing players, and it's like
Yeah.
holy shit, right? That's super cool.
I want to earn that though, because you can't be Ringle. Like probably they do play friendlies with Ringle, I'm sure, but
Yeah.
you can't get into that spot and have someone keen to play friendly. Like Johnny will come up to me and play friendlies with me if I'm like the best Fox in the room, or he just wants to hang out with me because he knows me from locals. But like Mango's not going to do that. Leffen's not going to do that, and I wouldn't expect them to. They have better things to do with their time.
And Leah was there from Smash GG, and she was getting like donked by Phil the whole time.
Feels really good.
And she's like, I came up and I was playing, and she's like, I'm so glad there's someone here who's like not an amazing player, so I can actually play the game and I don't feel like I'm being like tutored or just absolutely destroyed.
A trash player even.
and like that's the thing. I would feel so out of place playing even in that upstairs setup, right? Because like, I mean, you have to do that, but
the ideal practice for me is getting 3 to 4 stocked every game.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. It's valuable, but it's also like I wonder how long his patience is going to be for this.
And that's the thing.
I hate that feeling.
You have that even on a local level. Like I'll sit down with a guy like back home or even out here. There are a lot of players that can 4 stock, and you just have to remember all the times you were given the patience.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
for
you
sure.
pass it on.
Yeah, because if you start thinking about like you start big fanning the person like subconsciously.
Yeah, like with your gameplay.
Yeah, it's like, oh well, sorry to like play so long with you.
That's
and
when
stuff
you're
like
really
that. It's
wasting
like,
their
you're
time.
You're
when you're not trying to learn anything and you're just playing as a fan.
Yeah,
that's
like,
some bullshit.
All of the kids who line up to get 4 stocked by Music King, that's a fan experience.
I'm saying the
Right.
thought about like thinking, oh, like I'm just like, how much time do I get of this person?
Well, you can
You're kinda, like,
think that as long as
dehumanizing
you
them.
don't
'Cause
do anything dumb.
To
about
Ringler's
it.
defense, I think he got way better because when he bought in, it wasn't just to like buy into Summit. I think he actually wanted to get good, and he got exponentially
He still does want to
better.
get good, and Ringler is like a really great melee player
Yeah.
in terms of Arcadians at the moment.
Right. And yeah, I was playing. What was I gonna say? Dawson, you threw me off, dude.
Look, dude, you were playing.
You took
Phil
me.
and Leia.
You took me and you threw me off the cliff. And
Good,
I
dude.
lost my
That's where you're
goddamn
fucking-
train of thought,
You're
bro.
fucking running away from me.
Oh no! I was at a bigger balk, and it was me and Alex Diaz, and I know,
He's in chat right now, and he's like,
he's pumped up.
Fucking Alex Diaz,
Dude, I actually love Alex Diaz. Can I say that?
He was fucking tech chasing me. We were on a friendly setup, me and him and Nunn. And Nunn was just fucking trashing me and Alex Diaz for like 2 hours straight. It was so nice of him to do that, right?
But I mean, there's nobody else there for him to play, so...
There literally was.
Oh, who could he have been playing?
Like, he could have played.
Anyone
I
at
think Lucky
Bigger
was
Milk,
hanging
yeah.
out there. Westballs was there. I mean, maybe they were busy, or I think Westballs was, like, napping. But you know what I mean? Like,
Westball's always napping.
There are better players than me and Alex Diaz that he could have
Nunn's
played.
actually super homey in terms of the thing you're talking about.
It was so cool, and it wasn't like he just sat and played the game, and he was destroying us, and it felt very benevolent.
Nunn's one of the most down-to-earth top players I've ever met. I housed with him for like 3 days in Florida when we were like bumping out late for cheaper flights, just at some random Florida man's house. It was me, DJ, Nunn, and this guy who was housing us. And sorry for forgetting your name, bro. That's super dog of me.
Nameless friend.
He is super homie.
that's his name, dude. Homie.
Yeah,
Super hammy.
That's what Mango would call him. Yeah, so we every day we'd just wake up and he'd be like, "Hey man," we'd get food or whatever. And then he'd just play, and he'd play for like nearly as long as I wanted to play for.
That's really cool, and that takes a lot of patience, and he doesn't have to do that.
No, he doesn't have to, but
that's what's really
like
nice.
Nunn treats everybody pretty similar, and he's just like, yeah, fuck these top players. He's ready to play Music King, and he's like, I'll probably lose, whatever. And then he like 2-3s him. He comes outside, smokes a cigarette, and he's like, that was fun.
Yeah, he's
like he has no like.
I wish I had his brain. You know
He
what I mean?
doesn't overthink anything, I don't think. And when he's talking to me, at least, he's just like, yeah, it was fun to play, and glad I could come here and win.
Yeah,
He's not like big fanning himself at all.
that's that real shit.
I don't think a lot of top players big fan themselves, which is why it's so weird when like newcomers are like overly big fanning them. Like, hey man, can I just like really get a friendly in with you, man?
This guy
It sucks.
at Big House, he came up to Cyrox, and I was just talking to Justin, is Cyrox, by the way.
I'm from Colorado.
About
actually.
he was using tape notches for his shield drops, and he was showing me them. I'm like, what the fuck? He's like, yeah, they work. It's weird, but I got to keep replacing the tape. And we're just talking about this guy comes up, and he's like, excuse me, I'm fucking sorry to interrupt. Are you fucking Cyrox? And he's like, yeah, man. He's like, I'm sorry, I just swore so much, but you're a fucking legend. You're fucking, and he just kept like nervously swearing at him. Like, what you're doing to Fox, that's so fucking sick. I gotta shake your fucking hand. And it was really funny, and I'm like, Jesus Christ.
The 5 F-bombs a sentence nervous
like,
fan.
come on, dude. Like, you gotta, people have to look and be like, I don't want to be that guy, because it sucks. Because you know what? Your favorite player that you just did all that to thinks you're a lame ass
And
now.
not only that, he's probably like working a part-time job and praying that his sponsors don't drop him if he's outside top 40 or 30 even. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like, not to rip on any of these guys, but I think we were talking about this last podcast, and like we were using KGH as an example. Who knows what KGH's life situation is actually like? But the other side of the veil is a lot less glamorous than these fans think.
Yeah. Well, so you're saying that it sucks to get praised for something that, like, your life isn't, it's, like, just a notch better than their life is?
These guys come up, and they really think that you have some sort of, like, you've transcended to some level, and really, you're just, like, playing Fox quicker than they are.
Right.
Treating anyone
More
like
quickly.
a god kind of dehumanizes them in a way that's, like, very uncomfortable.
Yeah,
But,
and
like, if you
that's
don't-
what women have to deal with a lot.
Yeah.
The
But women are
pedestal thing.
they get big fanned on the daily.
I just have to say, you're like,
And Neep
you're like
helped
really hot.
break. He brought this theory to my attention. He's like, dude, girls just get big fanned. That's the problem. And like, yeah, man.
Yeah,
Like,
pretty much.
The way you put it like that, I think that's an easier pill to swallow for like a lot of people. Like, yeah, I do big fan women.
I mean, she's beautiful. Of course, I'm a big fan.
I'm just a large admirer, dude.
Large admirer is new wave.
Large admirer. I'll tell you what. The last thing she wants is a large admirer. She's looking for that fit.
Just leave people alone.
Or if you're
just
going
treat
to
them like
approach them,
people.
yeah, just treat them like you would
Yeah,
treat anyone.
exactly.
And if you don't know how to treat normal people in your life, then that's a big problem.
Yeah.
That's you gotta learn.
And
that.
that's like the issue is like anyone who is an other like within the community, just get the big fan. Just dead
Yeah.
the big fan.
So I mean, so it happens to me now.
yeah,
like
exactly.
I
You're
think you should be
you're a
allowed to
prime
do the big
example.
fan. You should be allowed to do the big fan. You should be able to give somebody props for
You
work that
could
you've
be
enjoyed.
no, but you could be. That's like
there's a way.
giving.
You should be able to do the
props.
fan. Maybe the big part, cut that part
Yeah,
out.
big isn't chill.
Just be a guy that's like, hey man, I like what you're doing. Keep it up.
Yeah, and
That's
see you
being a
later.
fan, though.
and
Yeah.
those are genuine.
Those are dope.
But yeah, but the thing is now, like, fucking Mike Hayes, dude. The first thing I do, I get on the couch, Crush is there, and Mike's there, and he's like, "Hey, Slime, tell me your favorite joke." And I'm like, "No, I don't tell jokes."
I don't like
Clown,
everyone
Mike.
ripping on Mike.
No, fuck. Look,
No,
Mike's
fuck.
Mike's a nice person,
No.
but he
said no.
actually
No, Mike's all right, but
he got he was the worst on the mic at the summit.
It's not about the mic sometimes. I think
It is,
Mike
though.
wanted
No,
to get there
it
to be
is
good.
that because he talks like that too. Like Mike has this weird sense of humor and this idea that okay, so Vish was like said something really clever in commentary, and then Mike goes, and this is during a match. He's like, "Huh, Vish, that's funny." Brick. What do you say after that? Nothing.
Thank you.
Right? Like that's not how you can have conversations with people.
He's not a comedian.
It's not about being a comedian. It's about just being in a room with people and moving forward with words.
that's almost like stomping someone's dick inadvertently.
Yeah, it really is.
It's like just killing their flow. It's like kicking the skateboard out from underneath them.
Exactly. And he should know about flow. He's a fucking goddamn bow rapper, right? Like there's there's nuance and rhythm to conversation
Yeah.
that he's deciding just not to acknowledge because maybe he is nervous or maybe he's
I think he thinks
insecure
it's
or
funny
whatever,
to be
I don't
like
know.
offbeat, and it really isn't.
yeah, if he thinks it's funny, it's like not. And if you can't look at that and be like, "Oh, yep, that bricked." Like Mike's whole thing is like he's trying to sell his personality and it's hard for him.
It's vaporware at this point.
It's vaporware. And it's like, if you want to get better, bro, understand these little things, they add up really fast.
I think he's just from SoCal, where he's seen West and Mango, like, they've forged their own paths in terms of that and not how to play it conservative at all with the things they've done. So, like, when he comes up and
You're
he's
not
like...
Mike the way he is because he plays Campy Fox?
No, I'm saying that with
Just
West
drawing
and-
all sorts of ties.
No, I'm saying that with West and Mango, the way that they behave is so off, like, traditional
Okay,
popular
I see.
behavior
I see what you're saying.
that he's
yeah.
like, oh, I can be like...
I think
Because, like, Mango can smile and say anything, even if it's mean, and people will be like, hey, yeah.
Right.
But, like, most of Mango's commentary when he's on the couch with Hungrybox is, like, just stomping Hungrybox.
Yeah, yeah.
Especially
Yeah.
when he's drunk, like, last summit, it was just
it's great. Dude.
fucking downtown, dude. Juwan would say one thing, and he'd be like, oh, that's really funny for the 2 fans you have.
yeah, dude.
And it was just, like,
Like,
hit
ooh.
after hit. But he would say it with a smile, and so everyone...
So everyone's like, you scamp.
He just had enough stars
Mm-hmm.
to enter that level.
Yeah.
He enough stars to go through that door.
Like when we were at an after party and Mike comes up to us and he's like, "Hey man, what's going on?" We're like, "Don't touch me.
yeah, he punched me really hard because he was drunk, and I'm like, don't hit me
Don't
that
do
hard,
that.
like, ever. Come on.
That's not chill."
And it's just like that it's just barely off timing.
Yeah, but I could also see like Wes Balls, who has a very like peculiar personality, which I like both of them. Like the way they
With Les
interact
Balls
with
though,
people.
because he's cheeky and he's
I think
playful, it
that's just
flies.
what-
Whereas Mike will like look at you stone faced afterwards, and you're like, "Where's the joke, Mike?"
Yeah, it's rough.
It's jarring if you're not like into that.
I get it, but it's
But
just
I
not
know
funny.
like plenty of people who think like Wes
Look,
Balls trolling.
I
is, like,
goddamn I think I like to think I know what comedy and funniness means. And Mike's bits just bro.
I'm saying
just-
he doesn't have to. He's not a bit guy.
Well, then why is he running them?
I don't know, dude. Everyone wants to. Everyone wants to run
Why is
bits,
he
but
talking
sometimes
sweet when the heat is out of clips, dude?
When the heater's all the way across there and he's talking sweet like it's in his fucking
No, but
strap.
Crush does the same kind of stuff. He'd be like, elaborate, and just look at you with a deadpan and ask you to continue. But it's in this playful manner. He's using it to continue and play with you more, whereas Mike is just like, that was cool.
Yeah,
He uses a lot of full stops.
I don't know what Mike wants out of a conversation, because he's not there. In a way, he's not being honest when he's speaking, and that harms you.
Yeah.
I started with. I don't like how everyone gives Mike shit, and now it's the
It's
shit
just
on
like,
Mike.
all right,
podcast.
well,
And
let's
he-
fucking
well,
fire him up.
He also runs like a lot of old boy culture, and then he'll get on YouTube and be like, "Hey, SoCal, time for some Smash news. In today's week of Smash, Pew Pew U is beefing with Ladandit, you know, like,
Yeah.
and he'll play into all that Reddit shit, and it's like, Mike, are you hardcore or are you trying to get a click?
Exactly. Like be who
Be
you
one or
really
the
are.
other,
Like
like-
choose.
Choose, yeah, please choose.
Yeah. So anyway, that was my piece
Next,
on
to Hbox.
But on Mike on commentary, he really does need to step it
yeah,
up.
just next on the chopping block, Hbox.
Well, what else is like? By the way, I do want to shout out like those guys at the summit. Like they really did give me a shot, and that's some big shit. Because like they gave me the address a week before that. I was talking about showing up with a pizza like an asshole. Like I feel like it was kind of a risk for them to.
I don't think they feel like the pizza thing would have even been a risk. They would have taken that, put it on Smash Summit, and let's be real. They would have appropriated that the same way as they appropriated.
I'm just
everything
saying
else.
there was this. The summit is sort of this like kind of closed shell, even though anyone can be a coach. But like,
even though
I felt like
1500 will make it so that you're not a coach, but you're still in there.
I felt like I was a liability, and they still went ahead and gave me a shot. Hotbid specifically, and the Dicktown boys, and I appreciate that.
I think
He farted while I said that.
Jesus
It's actually
Christ.
very
I
poetically
think
timed.
they know that they have to play with fire somewhat.
They don't have
I
to.
don't think you're much of.
I mean, they ran a whole
You're-
summit
you-
without.
You were saying there was some clunkers last time.
There were some clunkers,
And I
but
think
I don't
they-
think they lose sleep over the clunkers.
I don't think they care about the clunkers.
Like, and I'm not saying that. I'm just saying when they push out something and like, oh yeah, that didn't slap. Shmee, it was still a successful event.
They had ESAM at a summit. I think they're
They
okay
let
with
ESAM
clunkers. Yeah, they're okay with the clunkers, dude.
Esam's just the
Not to
punching
say that
bag
they're
of
not
this show.
passionate or anything, but when everything's moving that fast, the amount of shit they shot that day, people were exhausted. And
Yeah.
it's like, sometimes it's not going to hit, and that's just okay.
There's that little clock counting down, and like something needs to go on screen after that clock hits zero.
Right, exactly.
That little clock actually scares me because I see it and I'm like, what if they don't have anything ready?
Yeah, it's.
It's kind of funny how far like someone's come because ESAM was the first one, right? And how everyone was up in arms that like Smash 4 got him in.
Right.
And now we're at a point where it's like
The
New
floodgates
England
are
just
open.
gets in every time. People are like
It's so
eating
weird.
crazy shit, drawing shit on their face.
It can only go deeper.
Where do we
right?
go
Yeah.
from here, right?
It's
It's like people thought that was the worst. Like Smash 4 people got fucking
Yeah.
in. Like this is it.
This kid.
This is the worst it could possibly get.
It's like you don't even know.
Yeah.
But it's honestly the worst for the viewer. What you're thinking is actually shmoney money for Goddamn Summit. They made 15 grand. Or no, 15,000 votes or 15 grand on Mike.
Yeah, someone just shipped that over,
Something.
and there's a
Whatever-
lot of hoodies going out. of
That
that
came
guy.
out
X
of
amount of money.
That came out of zero thin air,
It's
and it went to the summit.
It's fucking. There's no overhead, man.
And that's fucking. I mean, it's pretty gang, right? And
Yeah.
so
Well, their overheads are like what, like rent,
Yeah.
paying their employees.
yeah, and they run a lot of other events too and stuff.
But I mean, like
it's
supplying the prize pool and shit like that. Like,
Well, there's no risk because
Yeah.
the prize pool is just as big as the fans make it, so they don't even put a guaranteed number in front of that. Really, the summit format is the most low risk of like, I don't know, that guy from Tipped Off. I think we should talk about that, Dawson. You being a TO as well.
yeah. He had
How he
like-
sold his house to pay for Tipped Off.
Did you read about that, Dawson? Do you know the logistics?
do you want my opinion?
I'm just
I
saying.
mean,
just
I'm
because,
just saying
like,
this is the other end of the spectrum, right? Like Summit's a free ticket, and other guys are running Tipped Off and selling houses.
right.
I think at any point where you need to sell your house for a tournament, you fucking quit TOing because you have done such bad logistics for your tournament beforehand that you are in turn paying for it. And I think, like, kudos to him for caring that much about the community and like giving a long spiel about it. But like at the end of the day, it's like
Do some homework before you
Yeah,
put the
like
mortgage
if-
on the line.
This doesn't happen to successful TOs.
you don't
that know-
have to like. I hate that TOs generally just accept like one or the other instead of both. And that guy probably didn't have to sell his house and probably could have thrown like a really dope tournament.
Okay.
You know, like have everything beforehand like guaranteed before. Like
Hasn't he been doing it a while?
yeah,
It's Tipped Off.
So what
11 now,
happened?
so I think he's been running this tournament since like
He-
06 or 7 or something.
So I mean, he's obviously experienced.
He probably I would assume he just got over his head, made too many like guarantees. Like normally when you run a tournament, you like kind of have a rough estimate of like how many people are going to show up, and that is like telling of like how much you could spend on the tournament, how much you're going to make back, and like all that kind of stuff, and he probably just like overshot it. I don't know how he overshot it to the point where he had to sell his house. I think that's
right.
That's like fucking ridiculous. I mean, I don't know the scale of this tip off, or
Maybe his house was the only asset that he had, and he just owed like realistically like 10 grand that was going to kill his credit or something.
yeah. And I think if you're at the point in your real life where you like TOing greatly affects that, then this fucking idiots.
I can't believe it. He just walks around like a fucking goddamn trying to make a fucking point, and he just
It's gotta be
It's the
perfect,
fucking
huh? Because that's what matters is that
It's
the
second time. It's a
the
real
curtains
serious-
are closed.
It's a real serious conversation. A
Can't
lot of
fucking
nuance.
believe he just did
Fucking
that.
like.
No.
Can you ignore me for one?
I love you, Deeper.
Um,
No, I think.
Smoother if you just ignore
Hey, well now you're talking over me, and I don't appreciate
You're
that. As I'm
doing it-
trying to
Never yell.
You're
move on
doing
from
it
the bit.
again. Don't ever yell at the talent like that.
I think if your real life is in a point where like TOing affects it that much, then you need to like reassess everything. Like maybe TOing isn't for this guy, and there's probably
Well, okay.
there's probably like so many reasons, and I don't like speaking on like a situation that I don't know the full scope of, but I think
to get
it's
to that point,
fucking
some mistakes
nuts
must
to
have been
me
made.
that like you're selling your house for a tipped off 11.
right.
Like that's my opinion.
If it was like I'm selling my house because nobody came to Big House this year, and I booked out like the biggest place in Detroit,
the biggest house.
it's no,
the biggest house in the world.
it's
I'd be like, you know what I mean? If somebody, like, 50 people turned up at Big House somehow, and the event organizers were like, yeah, we really expected actually 2,000.
yeah. I mean, shit like that, or shit like that happens
Ouch.
where venues have to change like last minute, and it's like it gets kind of fucking rough, and it's like, oh shit, like we had this much money for this venue, and now we can't get it, but we also have to move 2,000 heads to a new place,
Yeah.
and then sometimes that new place is more costly than the last place you had. So it's like, I know shit like that happens all the time. Don't know if it was this situation. I'm just saying, like, the community, in all honesty, like, whatever you want to say, it isn't worth, like, your fucking livelihood at the end of the day. Like, for you as a person, like, if you're selling your home,
Maybe his house sucks.
maybe you just wanted an excuse to just, like,
Yeah.
foreclose his house. Like,
Yeah.
maybe. I mean, the idea that, like,
Well, it can't be the best house, right?
Yeah. It's like
Just start ripping on the house.
like, look, tipped off 11 can happen, but you gotta kill your kid.
you gotta fucking smother him in his sleep.
Just fucking love the community, bro.
just get him in.
Sorry, Billy.
It's like,
Billy's just like, no, I
That's
love
how-
tipped off.
that's how it read to me. If you're
Do it.
like, your excuse shouldn't be
It's okay, Dad.
your excuse. It's not your fault.
Maybe
Dad.
Luther King will come and farm.
Yeah. Everyone was just late to pre-reg.
I know.
That's the twist ending is like everyone pre-regs after he kills the kid.
Yeah. But then he's like, and the rains did come after the sacrifice. Billy, I sacrificed you to the Smash
the
GG
blood, the
gods.
blood of my child made. We cracked 1,800
Plub
entrance.
Plub re-registered.
Plub came.
It's like I used to bump into poker players and I'd be like, "Oh, how's your year going, man?" They're like, "Oh, like not a good year." I'm like, "Oh, how'd last year go?" They're like, "Yeah, not the best year." And it's like, maybe this isn't a down. Maybe mistakes have been made
Right. Maybe this isn't the longest bad beat of anyone's
of anybody's life. It's
Yeah.
like maybe for the last 2 years you've misplayed some spots.
Yeah, but again, I don't want to feel like we're speaking sweet on this
Yeah,
guy
I mean,
either.
the way it read is like, I really love the community and I need to do this, and to me, it's just like, you don't need to do that.
yeah.
But it's like,
Yeah.
please don't do that.
Especially like, not to rip on the event, but as I'm saying again, like, it's
Isn't
not
it a
exactly.
monthly?
If this was like Genesis and it's like to see Armada vs Mango on the big stage one more, I'll sell it.
Yeah.
It's like this is like a big regional.
Right.
Is it? It's like a regional monthly type thing.
It's not the
Well-
goddamned like end all be all.
Yeah, I mean, if it was to have the boys in the arena one last time to duke it out in the sort of Evo 2013, Apex 2015 kind of fashion, I'd be
Right.
like, okay.
He was hoping for PPMD to show up. and
Yeah.
Dude, Tafo
Homie's
tweeted,
dead.
he's like, the real Smash lottery is whichever TO has PPMD sign up first.
Yes.
And that hit home
That was pretty
so
good.
hard.
Yeah.
It's so true.
Because he signs up and it's just like
Everyone
explosions.
has to
fucking
go.
your eyeballs turn into little dollar signs in the slot machine.
Yeah, it's like the sevens have lined up.
Yeah. Oh man. I'll go to that one.
Yeah,
Fuck.
I feel like Smash right now is in a very weird place. We're in this weird, like, maybe not lull, but just a very, like...
It feels like the doldrum.
There's a paradigm shift, if you will.
Yeah.
Like, things are...
The meta's only getting lamer, boys.
Meta's getting lamer.
I'm getting Sheik ready for the hard times. I'm working on my
Storing up
invincible
grain
ledge
for the
stalls.
winter.
I'm planking. I'm ledge dash grab reaction tech chasing, and I'm happy with my new overlords. The ledge is my new god, and that's where I'm staying. So I'm saying to you guys, get Peach ready, get Puff ready, get Sheik ready. Don't worry about Fox. 20XX isn't coming.
No, what you were saying though is like we need more just content to be like more entertainment. That's more than the game because it is just kind of getting lamer. That I'm with it.
And if everything goes right, I'll play a big part in that. Maybe.
I've always been about, like, spectatorship is, like, super important. And it's like, if you could get people just to be hyped to watch, like, anything.
But the games aren't getting hyped, man.
That's the issue. Is like right now it's like
So we need showgirls half time. We need explosions at half
halftime
time.
girls.
We need bangers between each match.
We need intros and outros like WWE.
we
Yeah.
need flip in, flip out shit.
We need some ender enders on
Yeah.
this shit, or it's gonna look pretty bad.
And the game, once the game starts and Puff is going, yeah, on the ledge, that's when you go get popcorn.
Right? Yeah.
yeah.
It's like in baseball, like the first couple innings doesn't really matter.
Nobody really cares.
You come for the end, or you stay and then you leave at the end. Baseball is weird like that.
What I'm saying is $5 beers at venues.
Okay.
Like, FR. Let that crowd G them up on a little alcohol, and then suddenly each up throw up air will be a roar.
Right, because this one matters.
Yeah.
Because you're feeling some type of way.
And you just want to see little Puff just eat dirt one time.
Oh man.
I feel like maybe it's just like I think we talked about this a bit last podcast, but like the hype of the documentary has finally like petered off completely, and it's just like
I don't think it's so much the documentary, but the narratives now are much more based around real life, which is like Ledge is good. Floaties are really good in human-to-human matches. Fox can sometimes win, but only the lamest Foxes
can I
win.
just say it as a Puff player? Puff's like third best character in the game. Like,
Can we
it's not
finally
fair.
just like
Can people just like wake
What-
the fuck
what
up
I'm saying
and
though-
stop
what
with this narrative? Hbox will have you think that Fox just completely destroys Puff, and maybe it's true, but at the same time, what does Puff lose to after that?
That's what I'm trying to say.
Nothing.
That's what I'm trying to say is like people don't even play Hungry Box with a different character. I was talking to someone in the car. I'm like, how good do you think Puff is? And he's like, oh, like 5th or 6th. I'm like, which of those characters above Puff, other than Fox, have even challenged Hungry Box
That's
in
what
the
I
last
was saying,
6
dude.
years?
yeah.
It's like people
Like,
are saying
even
Peach
Armada
is
lost
better?
to Plop, right? Like he's losing with Peach.
Yeah.
He can, even though he's like one of the most insanely, his mix-up game and his technical game are like above and beyond Hungry Box in my opinion. People have lost faith in any character but Fox beating Puff, and if that's one bad matchup in the game, that makes Puff the best character.
She's definitely not 6.
It's like, okay, like
And even
people will
then-
be like, okay, Peach is better than Puff. Who does Peach lose to? Well, Fox, Falco,
Falcon,
Sheik,
Captain Falcon for
maybe
sure.
Captain Falcon, Marth, and Puff. Okay, but why is Puff under Peach? Dude, she's just better, man. fucking
Armada,
better,
bro.
dude.
And then when you're like, oh, but Hungry Box, they're like, no, it's just one guy.
Yeah.
At every time period,
like-
Puff has been contender for either number 1 or number 2 spot. Like
Yeah,
there's been-
since
there's been
Mango
champions with
started,
Puff.
it's like even I don't want to say the K word, but you know, back in the day,
the one and only
the one and only.
Akil Firepuff 12 invented the Nair rest.
Yeah, Firepuff 12.
You know what I'm saying though?
successor.
Like, is people really want to play out this narrative that Fox Puff is 70-30, but it's like, do you think
it's
that?
not 70-30.
Do you think that
You're fucking
Armada's?
high if it's
You think
70-30.
Armada's Fox is losing a 70-30 matchup to Hungry Box?
Yeah.
Like, is that what people are trying to tell me? And like Leffen, you think all of these, all they do with their Foxes is try to beat Puff. They don't do anything else.
Yeah.
And Fox maybe.
Fade back hair, spaced. You can't get in.
Armada said
It's
on stream,
impossible.
he was
It's
like,
literally
he
impossible.
said, guys, the greatest melee minds have tried to crack back air for as long as the game's
It's
been out.
actually
And
impossible.
it can't
for-
be. Armada said
Can't
that.
get in. Can't get in.
You can't get in. Can't be
It's
done.
impossible. Can't get in.
That's what I'm trying to tell these kids is that, like, you think the smartest and hardest grinders in the game who only play Fox and Fox Puff have not figured it out yet if it's 70-30. Like, they're trying to say it's Game & Watch versus Fox type matchup.
People are trying to say Game & Watch beats Puff. It's
I
like,
think
what?
Puff
In
Fox-
what reality do you just like not want to accept that this character just is fucking busted? Puff is busted, dude.
I think at top level, Fox Puff is like 50-50.
Wrong, but
You think Fox wins?
I think Fox wins, but I don't
How is
think
he not winning then?
How is he not winning, Dawson?
I don't
Checkmate,
After all
atheist.
this
I don't know,
time.
dude.
You just fucking shattered
It's
his brain.
just, it's fucking.
But, like,
Leffen needs to just get his mentality right, dude. It's all messed
But
up.
all of these
here,
guys,
dude.
like S-Fat's beaten Hungrybox, Armada can do it, Leffen can do it, and yet he runs through 3 of them in a row. Like, you'd think that if there was chances being rolled over and over again, he couldn't be
Right.
this
I think.
consistent,
Okay,
right?
let's take a
Like,
step back.
how many 6s can he roll in a row,
if it
right?
were only up to mix-ups and RNG.
We gotta take a step back because like legacy, it's like Hungrybox has gotten washed by Foxes for like more than he's won,
Okay.
like top level Foxes. I
mean,
think that's where it is.
I
I think
I don't think so, because there was so few top-level Foxes who could beat him before, and now he's beating like 5 top-level Foxes.
dude, Mango had like a ridiculous record,
and he was
on-
the only one who could do it.
yeah, but I mean like Leffen started getting his like reign, then he got banned from the
There was a
US.
period where it was like 21-2 or something from like Mango
Yeah.
Hungrybox, and Hungrybox just could not win.
Yeah,
But now what I'm saying is he has far more threats in terms of individual players who can beat him, and he's losing far less often.
That's Crunch. Crunch was the
Crunch.
key.
it's crunch.
Dude, so many times Mango's doing analysis of Hungrybox's sets, and he's like, "This isn't dumbass Hungrybox here. That's some crunch." He's like, when he
I'm onto this.
Yeah, he's like, he like did like a drill rest on a roll read or something, and he was like, "That ain't Hungrybox's mind."
It's like Hungrybox's head moves a bit, and you just see Crunch looming
Like
in the
from the
background.
back.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
like-
just a silhouette.
Just like, yes.
No, I did want to talk about the goddamn Leffen thing that he started freaking out because he had to play Plup. I
Yeah,
think that
he was a big prima donna.
I think that was some bullshit because you know what? Like, end of the day, if you're trying to be the best, it doesn't matter who you're killing.
Yeah, what
Straight
do you
up.
want? 5th instead of 7th? That's what I always tell people when they're like complain about a bracket. I'm
Yeah.
like, so you're not going to beat everyone here then? You're going to come 3rd?
Yeah.
Who cares?
I thought that was really lame, and I thought it was kind of uncharacteristic, to be honest.
No, not really. Leffen's been he's been bashing TOs really hard recently.
Like, what? But what? I don't get it. I don't know why.
Yeah, thanks, Dave.
Yeah, I texted Dave or when all that happened. I was like, I screenshotted the tweet and it's like, remember when Dave ruined Summit?
Fucking Dave ruined Christmas, man. What the fuck?
And then he wins and he's like, I guess it really was okay.
Yeah, dude, like that's not chill. I don't care if drama is like the heartbeat that pumps blood through the scene. That's not cool.
I don't think it was drama, and I think we should be allowed to critique shitty things like that.
I don't think that is shitty though.
That's
it's
not,
just,
though.
It's round robin pools. That's the nature.
It's just goddamn pools. Like,
If he beats me and then you have to play me as a result, that's it. He won.
we're all trying to win the tournament
Yeah,
in the long run, and that consists of beating all the people that are in the tournament. But you can't physically play
Especially
them
at
all.
Summit, right?
Yeah.
Like,
But
I can see
that might be
Arcadians
it.
being like, I drove 2 hours to come to this place, and I've been seated against West Balls
The
first,
copy pasta.
and then Caesar through, and now
Yeah.
I have to play Caesar, or another really good Arcadian. It's like, that's not fair.
I think when
But-
this much money's on the line and you kind of get fucked by a round robin bracket.
No, fuck that. Because he's got the fucking. It's not that money doesn't matter to him, but he's not hurting. He doesn't need this,
but,
or
like-
else it's trouble time. It's just.
If it was ice, fair enough. I know you needed ice.
Yeah, poor Ice. Poor rest in power.
Wait,
Jeez.
has Ice ever been to a summit? Once, right?
I think so.
I hope so. There was one time where he like won a tournament or like got 3rd, and he like
There was a time when ice was like auto in because of a really good performance.
yeah, but there was also a time he got like 3rd and just didn't get voted in. Like he was out like placing really high at a tournament, which I think Armada and Leffen were at, and he got like 3rd out of the 3. I think it was a beast.
Yeah.
And like voting was going on during that time, and he just like tanked because he wasn't like campaigning.
Okay,
and he was
okay.
winning a tournament.
You know what the summit also does is it teaches players how to sell out.
Yeah, and how to
And if they
destroy your
and if they
local
want to
scene.
not go to a goddamn real job, maybe they should learn a little bit tricks of the trade.
Either that or they're going to be sleeping on floors, you know.
Yeah, for as long as they continue to do this.
I really liked your bit where you were reading Crush his previous denouncements of Summit.
That was Hopid's idea. That was
really?
good.
That was Hopid's idea?
Yeah, he was like, you should pull up some old tweets.
I thought somebody else gave you that idea. I thought it was like Dawson or something.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, probably was.
That was good.
I mean, I give you your credit,
yeah,
pal.
probably was.
The Wizzy bit was mine. I've been wanting to do that since Big House.
Dumping
Dude,
him, that was actually one of my favorite bits because he just looked so confused.
Yeah,
he just had the stuff and he was like,
bro, he was not having it. It went exactly how I thought it was gonna go.
One of my favorites was when you just asked Hbox, "Can we be real?" And he's like, "I wish."
I wish.
I
yeah.
wish.
No, it was good. You know what? I
wish.
what didn't make the cut because it didn't really slap. But that tweet that remember I showed you guys, it was someone wrote on a napkin, "We want more hungry as fuck, like Hungry Box eats things, right?"
Yeah.
yeah.
And I was like, guys, he wrote this. That no one handed him this napkin. This is false. This is wrong. And
You asked him about it?
I asked him about it, and he's like, I swear on my mother that someone came up and gave me that. And I was like, all right, I'm not going to push
He
it.
would be the type to swear on his fucking
but
mother.
I told
on
that-
some bullshit?
I told that to...
Swear to God.
I told that... I think it was Shroomed. I told him that story, and he thought it was really funny. He's like, dude, you should pull up Mafia from, like, last year, because
When
Hbox
Hbox
said
sweared
the
on his
same
mother?
thing. And I should have spliced it in, right?
Dude, that would have been fire.
But it was very tight deadline for the editing, so that's why I didn't do any captions either. I was turning that around that night, so it was.
I
Like,
felt like this one was harmed by the small production window. Getting the Crush, him clarifying how many Dragon Jewels he won.
That kind
I
of
watched that
good.
video
that was a
again
snap
today,
call
actually.
too. He was like 14. Like
Yeah, he knew, dude.
that was.
I
fun.
love his inflection of like younger Crush, where he's like more than anyone else. I think
Yeah, but
And
by
that's
far, by far.
By
yeah.
far, yeah. And
he
that's
was doing the juice box thing in that video. He's got his drink and he's sipping it the whole time, like as a tick.
he wasn't the center of attention though. It was you, so
Yeah.
it didn't matter.
Why don't
as
you
much.
stop trying to pass the heat off
Look,
and just own up?
You know what I mean? Like if you're the man, if it's slime time, if it's
that's
Crush,
why it shouldn't have said slime
if it
time.
was
Look,
Crush
it's slime time.
and he was
That's
sipping
what
his
it is.
It
juice
should have just said couch time.
No, it's slime time.
with slime in brackets.
Fuck this.
Yeah.
I liked slime. I was posting slime time pog champs.
You were?
You know, every
No,
time
I
you
wasn't.
play in tournament,
I was like-
every time you play in tournament, and I'm at home watching, I'd post Donnie W.
I mean,
Like-
every
like-
real hitter
like-
does.
like a goddamn fan.
Like-
all
like a
all
legend.
three people. Sora's just.
Yeah.
Dude, Sora hit gold can yesterday.
Oh, really? What's gold
Is that the
can?
12?
No,
12
that's
month?
12. Yeah.
Oh, what
And
a
he's one of
he's
two
honestly
gold
a big
cans.
fan.
Yeah. And when he hit it, he was like, the gold can is just giving me such a boner right now. He's like, he was just kept posting and he was like, I just want to keep seeing the gold can.
That's so funny. Sora's a real one.
Dude, Sora streams now.
Oh shit!
Apparently he played Doki Doki Literature Club and he killed me off and I was one of the main characters.
Really?
I haven't seen the stream, but I'm going
That's
to watch
fucked
it.
up, man.
You know, sometimes you gotta
Well,
kill your darlings.
He
Sometimes you
said
gotta
something
take out
bad
another-
happened to me. I don't know if you can kill people in that game.
Also, but on the other side, I guess with the thing, the Hbox tells the internet to go fuck themselves after he wins. And for one, I think when you win,
He's such a bad champion.
I know,
He's
he
such
is.
a pussy.
But-
Why end the tournament on a negative note? Never do that. Never leave the camera on a negative note. Say, great, like, oh, I hate him. It's like,
I hate
that's
him
like
so
rule one of
look,
being on camera.
but
Yep, hate my dad.
when you win, yep, hate my dad.
I love my dad.
When you win, you can say whatever you want, and I believe in that.
That's how you know I'm not from America.
Yeah, fuck that, man.
What are you talking about?
'Cause
No,
I
you
love
don't-
my dad.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about what I just said. No, it's a King of the Hill bit. He's like, I don't think you hate your dad. He's like, yep, I hate my dad.
Or he's like, he's like,
Yep.
he's. I think it's like Jimmy Carter. He's like,
Oh, yeah.
Well, hate's a strong word, Hank. And he's like,
yeah.
yep, that's
Yep, hate my dad.
that's why I use it. Yep, I hate my dad.
Jesus. No, Hbox
No, yeah.
just,
I
it's like he
agree.
ruins events at the end. That spiel was horrible.
It was pretty lame because it's like on one side you won and you can say whatever you goddamn want because you earned it, but on the other side you won. So why are you talking about the internet douches?
It's your
dude,
kingdom now. Don't
Hbox,
suddenly,
but
Don't go down to the moat and start taking a dump in the water with the idiots.
Like when you're the king, you don't need to beat up homeless men.
I feel
But
like
there's
he likes
police
to
that
use
do
the
that.
platform to do that, though.
He loves to roll around.
He
in the
loves
mud.
to feel validated by the fact
By
that
a
he
win.
gets, by like, it's not just like, oh, you win, so you get to say anything. It's like, I get to, like,
I'm right.
I'm
now.
right because I got this.
You know,
win.
if I did do captions, the one I had in my head for the slime video was it was just a hungry box, and then underneath sus.
It's so true. He's the sussest Gus.
You're the sussest Gus.
He's a Gus. Get
The
him.
greatest player is the Gus, man.
He's a big
We're
Gus.
fucked.
And you know what?
What happened in the times where Armada was just like cool? and,
Armada
like,
is the
dope?
least Gus.
Yeah,
He's so
wholesome, respects women, wants to include everybody. Now we have fucking Hbox, who's like fucking, if you know, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, behind closed
And
doors. it's
behind, in open doors, in open rooms,
any door.
any door.
Hey, whoa.
Sorry,
we got a phone
sorry.
guy over here.
Sorry.
You're the first one to just smack the
I thought
hand
you
from
guys
the phone.
would pick it up, but you didn't. But it's fine.
Oh yeah, play it off on us. Like there was some, like it was a test. I'll time you, bro. Run upstairs and get my shoes. Dude, my friends used to do that bit to me all the time. It took me like 2 years to figure out they weren't timing me. They were just playing N60. Like they were my older friends from across the road.
What's the bit?
They'd just be like, "Hey, we'll time you, bro. Go and get
Like,
X
see how
thing."
fast you can do it.
Yeah, like see how fast you can like run upstairs and get our shoes so we can go to the corner store.
You're like, okay.
Yeah, because I was like 3-4 years younger than them, so they like it took me like 2 years to realize they weren't even like it's like when your
Right.
babysitter plays hide and seek and they don't hide
Yeah. They just
or
fucking
try to
smoke
look
a
for
joint.
you.
That's the real matter. It's like hey,
Or try to look for you.
yeah. Hey,
All right,
just
go hide.
Just go to the 7-Eleven, pick something up, and it's like okay, and like we'll time you, and you're like sure, dude, and you just leave and never come back and never go to the 7-Eleven.
Jesus.
When
What the fuck are you doing, Neeper?
He's on some shit. No, wait.
He's
When
snapping
I
this.
was what the older kids did to me is they made me drink bong water, but they tricked me.
Oh,
They didn't make
no.
me. They tricked me into calling it lemonade, and they were talking this lemonade up like it was the best lemonade ever
Oh
because
no.
it was kind of cloudy and gross like lemonade looks,
Yeah.
and that was the worst thing I've ever done.
Dude, I have a story about this that's kind of similar. There's some seedy stoners who like live in the commission flats near me. What they used to do to like their like bottom rung stoner who used to go and get their weed for them, they would all like take bong hits.
Private stoner.
And then when he took a bong hit, they would cover his nose and mouth until he passed out.
What?
That's
They would
fucked
just
up.
grab him.
That's like assault. Like they're just
That's
suffocating him.
attempted murder.
Like what the fuck?
Yeah, that's fucked.
What is that, manslaughter? No intent.
These are just block boys who. That's the kind of shit they thought was.
They
funny.
just hold his mouth and nose until he passed out with
I think-
with
well,
weed in his
kid-
lungs.
Wasn't that a thing where kids used to like
Jesus.
make themselves pass out to like trip?
Oh well, we did elevator hits when we were in high school,
I don't know what.
or
elevator hits
it's
are.
either that or you call it the hippie shit. It's like you hold it in and then you do squats really fast, and then you get down and you hyperventilate on the ground.
What?
Yeah, it's called the hippie shit or the elevator. And it's like to get the max out of your. That's like white kid shit.
Yeah,
Like
that is white
that's
shit.
that's the
It's
meme. Like
white.
white kids can't just smoke a joint. They have to like
This has to be a
do
meme.
other
yeah, they have to
shit.
do some weird shit. Like they can't
Yeah.
just chill out. Yeah, but that was the shit we
I
were
mean,
on.
well,
'cause
these
we're-
were white kids as well, but I guess what they were doing was like.
well, that's cool because someone's getting hurt, right? Like
I guess that was
there's
the
a
meta for
victim.
them.
Yeah.
They just really liked bullying this man.
There's a sort of honor in that, you know.
Dude, there was another kid who
No.
was kind of like another private stoner from another group, and he used to, in sixth period, every single day, he would tell a teacher he needed to go to the toilet, run, unlock his bike, ride his bike to the commission flats, buy whatever money the boys had scrounged up in weed, like 2 sticks or whatever, like dime bags, ride back, he get into sixth period, like he's been gone
On
for
a
like,
bathroom break.
He's been gone like 25 minutes, and the teacher's just like, "What are you doing?" And he's like, "Stomach ache, some tacos, just on one like every goddamn day." And the teachers finally picked up on it. One day, he hit a stationary car on his bike. We didn't see him for 3 months.
Really?
Yeah, he was like considering changing schools.
Because out of embarrassment?
Yeah,
That's dark shit, and I like that because
it's just so real.
He has to tell his parents I can't go back there.
I really fucking dropped the ball on this one.
'Cause
Mom
you're
and
gonna hate
Dad,
He broke his arm, I think, and he just like on a stationary car.
Are shitty parents in Australia better than shitty parents in America, you think?
The standard of living for shitty families in Australia is just way higher because our welfare system is like really easy to exploit, and it provides you with like actual money instead of food stamps. So
Nice.
I mean, maybe they are by comparison, but it's not through love.
Okay. It's
You know what
just
I'm saying?
through material.
Well, it's
Yeah.
just that like
Shitty parents here could be like neo-Nazis.
Like,
That's
I think that
it's
the
like-
poorest people
Yeah.
here have it. Like the desperation for $1 here is way higher, and like it leads to like there's like a big Australian complacency of like people who legitimately go and pick up their Centrelink check, which is like welfare, and just spend it on like slabs and cigarettes and stuff. And like these people have been doing this for like 15 years.
Yeah.
So it's just a system that kind of just keeps a lot of degenerate families afloat,
Nice.
for
Okay.
better or worse.
Right. Well,
Whereas here, it's like those kids are just like they can't eat and stuff.
yeah, they literally can't afford food. Or you trade the food stamp card for some for some whatever you need.
It's like, oh, can I buy alcohol and cigarettes on this? And they're like, no. It's like, well, it's worthless to
Yeah,
me.
I'll find a way. I'll be back. Yeah, sorry. I forgot what we were talking about. It doesn't matter,
We were
but
talking about Gus's and how Hungrybox is right because
hard
he wins.
Gus. Yeah.
Yeah. You should never feel your point should never be validated by a win,
Yeah, I agree.
but you deserve the platform.
And you should be nice
So
to
respect the platform.
you should be
Dude.
nice to your peons. You should spread
Yeah.
joy throughout the kingdom.
Just taking in that you actually get to talk and get that winner interview as opposed to like and just use it not to say like sus shit.
And anytime he starts it off with like, thanks to the community, thanks to everyone who was here, you know, you're all amazing players. Hey, Wizzy, come over. And Wizzy comes over like a little sad puppy. And he's like, you played amazing this tournament. Wizzy's looking at the floor. He's like, stop it, Uncle Hungrybox. He's like, this doesn't feel good.
Wait. So what should he say? I feel like we've ripped on Hungrybox.
No, it just feels so disingenuous. If Mango does the same thing and he's like, hey, Wizzy, come over here. You're coming up. It's like a nice king pointing out one new knight.
Okay.
Whereas when Hungrybox does it, he's like, see what a good king I am?
Yeah, that's true.
See how I'm thanking the people?
So-
now, before I finish, let me shit on a plebeian and fight with him in the alley.
I just don't
You know what I mean?
With my scepter and just beat him with my scepter.
Cutting him up. You know what I mean? It's like Mango doesn't have any ill will when he said, it's not like, but here comes the bad shit now.
Right. So it's inherently with his character rather than his.
Everyone just feels like it's disingenuous.
Yeah, it's true.
Even Leffen tweeted like,
Leffen's
"Grats
been on one about
he
him.
tweeted like, "Grats on 2018," but off camera, you're one of like the sussest people I've ever talked to.
Yeah.
Your personality sucks.
He's been on one. Which honestly, after you lose a tournament, maybe not the best. I mean, he can tweet whatever he wants, but
He's
like,
always been about that though. Like, if he's got a problem, he'll tweet it.
Dude, if you're in the know about Hbox, you're in the know. Like we can be real. We all know.
how is that relevant?
Because it's like, it's shitty.
I mean, if Miles-
because he does that, and it's like fuck the internet, and it's really like, no, dude, like fuck you.
Yeah, but if Miles did that
And
in,
no one
in
on
his life, I wouldn't be like, fuck you, Miles. I'd be like, you know what? You got to do what you got to do sometimes.
And you goddamn know that I'm
Wait,
that Monday through Monday. Keep your girls safe.
Jesus. But
know,
it's,
like,
it's also
No,
more
I-
than
I'm-
just
I would
that.
never
I
do
feel
that.
like that's
I would
hard
legitimately
removed.
never do
I don't even when I think about Hbox these days, I don't even consider that ever unless it's like brought up.
But it's
It's not
also
even
like
that, though. That's
yeah,
not even a
there's
sus part.
there's just multiple. He's like got 13 counts of sussery.
Yeah, and it's
And
even
it's
like life in prison.
Yeah,
He's multiple life sentences.
but he has fucking Johnny Conquered Crunch as his lawyer, and he's just like
can't
getting out.
lose.
Yeah,
He can't lose.
dude, it's just
And
like
he's still pleading innocent. That's the problem. Is he'll walk up to the mic and be like, "I just love this community, man. Thanks
Well-
to every smasher. You know, you're all important."
but also fuck the internet.
I don't know, man.
That's fucked.
Well, it's not fuck to say fuck Reddit because that's always been.
But everyone knows, and even like everyone else is just like such a nonchalant, like, yeah, internet's stupid. We get it. Like, lol,
Okay.
Reddit. Like to be like, and I think Reddit specifically, like, if Reddit had like a fan base and like you pulled Reddit, who their favorite player was, probably would be Hbox.
no, you're
in my
dumb.
opinion.
Why do you
I think
think
you're
that?
dumb.
You said that before, off camera, off the record, and it was dumb then,
I
and
think
it's dumb
you're
now.
dumb because I think everyone else gets a bunch of hate on Reddit besides him.
I don't think
think
there's
everyone
any way
gets
that
hate.
Hungrybox is the favorite player on Reddit.
hard no.
I think he just like fits the Redditor.
I think you don't go on Reddit, which is a good thing, but it doesn't. You're not accredited to talk about this.
Okay.
thing.
Well, who do you think is the
Mango.
no?
It has to be.
It's Mangus.
Everyone wants it to be Mango.
It's Mangus.
That's what I think, dude.
Or
That's what I
Wizzy,
think.
Or S2J.
In reality, maybe yesterday.
See?
But in like reality, I think like everyone thinks Mango is just like this untouchable. Like everyone loves Mango, but you go on the internet and it's like a lot of people just hate Mango.
It's not a lot.
I think they're all arguing over who their second favorite player is.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think it's like, oh, my favorite team is.
I don't want to get
obviously
into like
this guy.
semantical like vocal minority type bullshit. I'm talking about who is.
I'm just
talking
saying,
is
if you
the
took an
internet.
honest goddamn poll of Reddit, that somehow was an honest like data sample, your favorite player, Mango would be a big ass piece of that pie.
He'd get the biggest piece, I think.
Biggest piece.
And you know it's going to be all American players in the first 3 as well.
yeah.
In my
Yeah.
opinion.
Hell yeah.
Armada's getting like a cool 6th.
Yeah, Leffen's getting.
Leffen's
4th.
not on the list.
No, Leffen would get some play.
Leffen would get a little play.
People like
little
I
play.
think people on Reddit like Leffen because he's an asshole, and it sort of they can cathartically, vicariously, I
It's
should
like,
say.
Like he's a
there's
top
an
player, and
empathy there.
he flames like I would.
yeah, exactly. We've talked about that before. He's like he Johns like an O2er.
Yeah, he really
You know?
does.
It's like,
But he has the fans of a man who's won back-to-back nationals.
yeah, and that's just so unique. I guess.
He's like, look, I'm not saying it wasn't my fault, but
but I really think
I
I
was
should just
sick.
be seated higher because
fuck Matt.zeb. I was
I
sick.
did better against Favez, and you can't just seed me like that.
Jet lag.
I took a game off Hugo, so I think.
Any of you guys tried not being in the scene for a year and a half?
Yeah. Anyway, God, I hate this chair so much. What time is it? Real
Yeah,
quick?
dude, you're squeaking all over the place. What's going on?
This is the worst chair I've ever experienced in my life. We can do questions, I guess.
What's
I
our
like
runtime
questions.
right now?
We're
I
on
think we talked like.
an hour and a half. What's up?
I think
We hit some toppies.
we hit enough.
We had some good topics.
Like Summit
we had
as
some
a whole is just like so
topies.
fucked and can be talked about endlessly. And the like,
I think it drains so much money out of the community that
Yeah.
to do it twice a year is.
but then like,
Do you think- do you think-
but do the top need that money?
What's the
And
Venn?
it's like-
What's the Venn diagram of? Look, I mean, for like at the end of the day, it's a goddamn. It's a business.
goddamn pyramid scheme?
It's a goddamn business.
and they're going to
It
run
ain't
it as hard as they
UNICEF,
think they can.
right? And but what's the Venn diagram you think of people who spent so much money on Summit that they now can't enter a major that is coming down the road?
I don't think it's so much entering. I think that it's. Someone made a great post about how that 60. AMSA got essentially 60K in votes, in like American dollar votes. And someone was like, that could have propelled his career and gotten him flights, accommodation, and stuff for as long as he plays now. Maybe say he plays 5 years, and as someone who's traveled quite a bit, I think if he wasn't to live in the US and he was to live in his housing in Japan and make back and forth trips, he could make that last like 4 or 5 years.
You really think so?
Yeah, if he lived really cheap. Yeah.
To every super major, I think so.
If he'd stay in America for 3 months at a time and then go home for like 6, and then come back for another 3 at the end of the year, he'd
Like
do
for his visa
I've-
refresh.
Yeah,
I
do
was
like
talking about
Genesis
this with
and Evo.
someone else, and they were like, "No, that was a dumb thing to say." And I just don't know the math.
60K US. Like I've
don't-
lived
I don't
here
know
for
the math.
nearly a year now.
That's a person's like salary here, you know?
like a yearly.
I'm not-
Yeah. you
again,
know?
I'm not going to say, but like I think it can work.
Okay.
On 60K US, not living in America, like only coming through to travel, and he can get housed
Right.
for free, no rent.
The adventure every time.
Maybe not even an adventure, like with other pros. He wouldn't even have to risk it with randoms.
Okay. I don't know. I mean, and that's something to think about, right? Is this where the money goes?
The problem is like there's not enough sponsorship. Not saying that there should be, but there's like definitely not enough sponsorship player side.
also
to, like,
Japan doesn't care.
Yeah.
Japan hates it themselves and their boys.
They want those boys to buckle down and quit playing children's games, put a suit on.
Quit playing Dinosaur Man.
And play fucking Marvel
Time
vs.
to
Capcom.
grow up.
Yeah, time to
Play Street Fighter or a real game.
Oh, this ties in. This is a Patreon question.
time to be a salary man, AMSA.
What does Hbox need to do to save his image in the community? Does he even want to, or is he using the hate to fuel his drive to win?
Yeah, I think he feels validated by both the hate and the winning.
Like being hated means you're being noticed, and to someone who wants to be noticed, sometimes that's enough, right?
He's been a villain and been shit on his entire life. That winning as that person now is very validating, I think. And to be
Yeah.
like, fuck all of you guys who hated is more validating to him than be like, I know you hated, but let's be friends now that I'm the king.
Right. And he'll always have like his gyms. Like there'll always be people coming up to him at a tournament, and
He'll have enough.
and he'll have enough to get by to eat.
But what I'm saying is, he really could have them all the people.
Could he? Okay, well, this is a good question because if let's say
Remember
Hbox,
when Mangus was the best?
yeah,
And it was just like, you was a Mangus fan. Because
yes,
he was the king.
It was sick.
And it's just like, it's who's your
Now
second
we're all
favorite
legacy
player?
Mangus fans.
But
That's.
I mean, I was a Leffen
don't say
fan,
that.
but everybody I knew, every single friend I had, is like, who's your favorite player? Mangus.
Yeah,
Okay, Mangus is literally the zero. Like everyone's favorite player should be Mangus.
I'm glad you came around because before that, it was like fucking Reddit hates Mangus.
I think Reddit does hate Mangus,
Uh-huh.
but I like Mangus, and I'm not on
No,
Reddit.
but okay, let's say
I think Mangus was the most well-liked king.
let's say Hbox is sitting in his room right now and he's just
Mangus is the FDR of Smash.
he's yeah, definitely
Yeah.
the new deal.
The new deal, dude.
he, Mangus,
Mewtwo King was having his go for a while, and FDR was like, "Nah, dude.
let's fix this.
Yeah,
Post-war economy. Or wait, was that? No, that was after the
Was
stock
that
market crash, right?
pre or post crisis.
Pre
Post.
World War II. Post. Anyway,
Po-
so no. Let's say Hbox is sitting in his room and he's staring at the wall and he's like, "I want to be loved now." What does he do?
Just be real.
Is it
Stop.
And if you're gonna be real, just be the sick man. Like, there is a man who could come out and be like, yeah, I cheated on my girl. Yeah, I run train. Yeah, I do all these things. Now I'm lit at the tournament. Now I'm gonna win, bitch. And like,
And
that video
there's a
has
respect.
20 million views.
Right.
Like, if he just came out instead of this like, and I love the summit. Come here, Wizzy. You did good today. You know, like, quit
Right.
that shit. Just be like, yeah, Wizzy. Like, you're coming up, but you still got stomped.
It's
idiot.
the fact that he's not only shitty, but there's a dishonesty to his shittiness.
He's just bigger Mike Hayes.
Is it
He's
too?
doing the same
Is it
thing.
too late though?
yeah.
I don't think it.
Like, could he come out the door and be
Rip
like,
the
"All right,
mask
guys,
off now?
yeah, you're like, you know what? I'm sorry. Let's do it. You and me and everyone."
I think he needed to do it 2 years ago.
I think there was a turning point for him, but he's dug his trench too deep.
Yeah.
As you said.
Okay. Interesting. All right, so I got why do you think Mewtwo King was this inconsistent this weekend as opposed to Canada Cup, losing to 2 non-gods in pools and once more to Axe? That's a technical question. I'm gonna leave that one to Miles, I guess.
I mean,
Mewtwo
I have
King's
no
that-
idea how the king works.
Yeah, he's always been like a.
You know what? I actually think the king sucks now.
You think?
Yeah, I think the
think
king.
he just
I'm,
never-
I'm a big believer of the king was better in 07.
Yeah.
No, not actually. But like, I run into kids who legitimately are like, yeah, back when neutral game was actually mattered, the king was the best player because his combo game was the best. I'm like, yeah, okay. Did I tell you about that one time we were at a house tournament? He was like, yeah. There's this kid who was like, yeah, 07, when neutral game mattered.
Yeah, you guys told me about
And he was
that.
like, he was trying to tell me that Ganondorf is like the most patrician character in the game, and like how his combos are the sickest, and how the glory of Melee has long gone. And it's just punish game robots now, and neutral game has never been more caveman.
Yeah, he was on some. I don't want to say Reddit or shit, but there's definitely a genre of player that sort of bought into something.
Like woke.
Yeah. Hashtag woke.
Yeah. But what I'm trying to say is, like, I played against Mewtwo King in friendlies, and it seems like his whole playstyle now is geared around like literally. The
You said,
ledge.
yeah, you said like he just camps me.
There was no
He just camped me.
There was no Mega Man music. And when I'm watching him play now, there's never those moments of explosion where it's like he's gonna get the stock off this. Like it's like forward air, down air. Like he doesn't seem like versus Axe. There was like no big moment where he took control of the game and he was like, "This is how it's gonna be, and I'm gonna dunk you every time I hit you, and I'm gonna edge." You know, like he just seemed like his values for the matches were all wrong, and he's valuing different things now. And what
Okay.
he's valuing isn't like big risks and big kills. Like he used to just throw the grab out, and if the grab connected, that
Yeah,
was it.
people like to say that, oh, he's robotic. Like, he was one of the guys who would throw that shit.
No, he invented running out of the corner with either F smash or grab. And I was like, if you pick wrong,
Yeah.
bye bye.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I think age can get to him too, right? Like, age gets to a normal man, but then it gets to the Mew man.
I think
And
he's
it's
just
like-
sipped,
You,
he sipped
man.
some really weird Kool-Aid.
That could be it too. Greg's still around. MVG's still around. Greg's fucking pulling strings, probably running his YouTube channel with the SEO and the fucking.
No, what I mean is
Hidden
with
dicks.
his gameplay, he's valuing different stuff, and I don't know where that got into his head, but he's not taking hits nearly as far as he used to, and he's not edge guarding as confidently as he used to. He edge guarded Axe like once.
Okay.
And whenever I was watching him play, especially Marth, I was like, what's going on here?
But
Yeah.
did he win Canada Cup?
He won Canada Cup.
Yeah, so I don't
Who
know.
did he slay?
No, he had the perfect run. I was talking about Canada Cup. He beat Armada once. He's gone to game 5 with Armada 6 or 7 times, and he's always lost.
It's always so close too. It's like
It's
the
always game
heartbreaker.
5, and he always loses. So this one was kind of coming. The numbers had this one coming, right? So he finally beats Armada, and then Leffen beats Armada and loses. That's what he needed. It was the perfect storm because Leffen was at the tournament. He couldn't beat Armada twice.
Okay.
He needed Leffen to take Armada out, and then Leffen sucks so bad against Marth when he's not in his A+ game that he was the only other god who could beat Armada but lose to him.
Okay.
Mango, if he beats Armada, guess what's happening to Mewtwo King on that day?
He would get doinked
Yeah,
by Falco.
that's what I'm saying. Is all of the Hungry Box beats Armada and loses. Guess what's happening to Mewtwo King's Fox?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Leffen was the only player in that position that could beat Armada but lose to him in Grands.
Okay.
And so he had this perfect run where all he needed to do was beat Armada once, and it was a long time coming.
Okay. So
So that's how I justified.
he basically
Canada
just
Cup.
had a good role.
He just had Leffen in the room when he needed him to. Leffen did the exact work he was supposed to, and then he got his win on Armada.
Okay. With Miles leaving the podcast soon, who are you going to get to fill the void? Someone like Ludwig or Neeper? Maybe an old guest like Victor or Indy? Or is it just going to be you and Dawson for a while?
I would love if it was you and Dawson.
Just me and Dawson just kicking it. It would just devolve into doing Mortal Kombat the movie quotes.
Yeah.
That would be so good.
Embrace your animality.
I feel like where you guys overlap is on B movies.
Yeah, we really do. We have had some car rides home where it's not even a conversation. We're just seeing who can say more bits.
We're literally just running B-movie bits.
Yeah, it's just time trial bits.
It's just like
It's the Thunderdome of just like shitty bits, like of really
miscellaneous meme
like
girl
arbitrary
scripts.
abstract.
It's like
movies.
we're trying to catch each other on some shit like, you didn't see that one.
Yeah.
But it just doesn't happen.
I don't
know?
think we've ever said a bit where we didn't like.
You
pick
caught
it
me
up.
on some stuff every now and then. I'm like, shit, I lost, right?
Yeah.
Like, but yeah, that's what the podcast would devolve into.
But like the Lou bit, oh my god!
Your brother's soul is mine.
You will be next.
Oh my god, that's such a sick
Fuck.
fucking movie.
Let's
should
take chat questions.
should we? Yeah,
Yeah, chat.
we will have a new person. It's not Ludwig.
Spoilers.
It'll be revealed season 3.
I'd love if Zeke came to California and talked to me every once in a while, and, like
Yeah,
just asked
fucking-
how I was doing. But
fucking send me
fucking-
goddamn.
Just maybe message me.
All right.
He only messages his favorite Neep.
Why is Miles a moron? From Ben. Well,
Well, Ben, I think you know as well.
you trying to
as
throw
anybody.
some fruit, Ben?
Can we
Yo-
take the camera outside?
You guys want to
No.
talk about this weekend? You guys got fucking wild.
Quickly though.
Yeah, I mean,
Give us the TLDR.
I'm
you
just
guys have-
saying.
You guys have heard the stories before. It was 4 days of me, Ben, Nick Yingling,
shirtless, thrown.
Lud got pretty wild. I saw Lud's penis.
Yeah,
He
so did
flashed
I.
me in the backyard. A lot
I
of
saw
people
his
saw it.
butthole and his.
He just took off all his clothes in the backyard.
Yeah.
Why?
And you guys wrestled, and he was.
he had his clothes on for the wrestling.
No. Well,
He
yeah.
had his shirt off.
His shirt was
we
off.
all did.
But what I'm saying is he was pretty scuffed up, and I was like, damn, that's real shit.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he hit a few stones in the backyard.
Yeah.
Do you think the fact that there's an off season is good? Would you make it any shorter or longer?
I think off season's really good for the players.
Yeah, but I feel like people just go to shit regardless. Like, what is the off?
Someone's gonna want to farm.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, it always, the economy is always who wants it most.
Yeah. Who needs this?
I
one?
wish there was like a legitimate off season, like League does, where TOs just kind of like
Stop
come together
putting
and just
stuff
be
on.
like, hey, how about we just take a break for like.
But the thing is,
2 months.
TOs are so scummy that not scummy, but like they're so keen to get
No, we're scummy.
yeah. No, you got
they're
it.
keen to
Yeah,
get their
man.
hand in the honey, and they'll be like, what if I don't join the Confederacy and just run a national in that spot and just see which.
TOs are
Rounds matches.
definitely the kids who are like, okay, like we're all gonna like just not write anything because the grade is being curved, and there's always gonna be the one TO that's like, I'm gonna just fucking do that.
Everyone
Yeah.
agrees in the room, and everyone leaves the room being like, idiot.
Yeah.
I'm gonna run my
Yeah,
national in that
exactly.
exact spot.
It's like, look, if we all just don't try, like it'll be fine. But everyone's like, nah.
I think the problem is there is no regulation, and I think one of the big declines of this year in Melee was the fact that there were so many goddamn tournaments, and It's like supply and demand basics.
I think oversaturation in Melee, I wouldn't go as far to say it's a myth, but I think it gets like hyped up more than it needs to be. I think like a lot
I
of
don't think
tournaments
so. I think it really is a problem. I think it really does hurt attendance, and it takes some of the magic away from big fat ones.
That's what I'm saying about Summon, is I think it does that to the financial aspect.
It's
of the
because they
community.
double dip.
The double dip is bad. One
It's
time a year.
bad.
Don't fish the same spot until there's no more fish left, right?
But it's like you also don't want to be like too top heavy with your scene. If there's like no say in like if Nintendo isn't controlling the scene, which I'm not saying they should.
It's a very lawless.
But
scene.
it's like a super lawless. So you have like, if you have a group of people just like, okay, well these are the nationals, this is what's gonna happen, and no other tournaments.
How do you break into that?
Yeah, it's like it becomes so top heavy that it's kind of scary, like trying to just run other shit or be the new guy, like maybe who can throw a dope tournament. You know.
What you have to do then is start helping Matt.Zeb out. Hope that he gets sick of it or passes
Yeah, because then
away.
it gets into like nepotism shit, which is whack as fuck. You know, like oversaturation and people like maybe lucking out and like striking gold is like cool.
But what is striking gold in the Melee community like?
PPMD comes to your tournament.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the only
That's
real
it.
gold.
You got
That's that
PPMD
fucking oil
free
well.
reg.
What is it? There's one. How can I avoid being catfished by women on Tinder? I feel like I am the best at sniffing out a catfish on
Really?
Tinder. Yeah, I'm very quick at it. I think it's because of my Asperger's and how I pay
Your
attention to social
your
things.
Rain Man disease.
Actually, no. I'll give you the real answer. You just say post cake emoji, because they can't do that. Bots don't have the technology to post an emoji on demand.
What if they do get it? That's a scary world to live in.
Huh?
That bots and catfishes are different.
Yeah, bots and catfish is a very different thing.
Yeah.
Oh,
Catfish-
shit.
Catfish
Oh
is
yeah,
the
catfish is
only
not a
robot.
bot. Bro, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you.
Look, love's a lie anyway. So just
It's like Melee.
It's true.
The best
Yeah.
way to win is not to play.
Do we still edit the podcast? We do not. Just one raw vid. What is it? Fastboy wants to hear icons on the chopping block. I actually asked.
Have you played?
I didn't get to play it.
Icons looks like a shit game.
That's
just
what I'm saying.
from-
Oh, I
just
asked- no,
from
I
looking
asked-
at it.
I asked Dave
fucking
about
looks
this.
shitty.
I asked Dave about this because he was there the whole time. I'm like, do you think, because he's like doing business now in NorCal and shit, and he has these ideas, and he's trying to design.
He's doing business.
He's trying to design a game himself for mobile
really?
platforms and shit. And I was like, do you think it's better for Icons to have did what they did and displayed the game in its like alpha state now, or just waited till it was looking better and then done it? And he was like, you gotta wait. Like, it's better to show them a better product first than a shitty one that could be better.
Someone like me has seen that footage and been turned off the game.
Yeah, it doesn't. The sound design and it was just not polished, and you're like, ew.
You know what could suck me in though? Like if they showed it as it was releasing, it's like, oh, I can buy this now and it's $15 on Steam. Trailer looks really hype. My friends are saying let's play.
Right, the PUBG
Now-
strat.
Now I might snap purchase.
Right.
I
You
kinda
know,
hate
like,
that
if I
that's
see
a
the
trend.
trailer looks hot. My friend's like, oh, it's just like Melee. We can play online with a good connection.
And then,
Now I might just donk purchase.
yeah. And then you got that challenge, like, I bet I could beat your ass at this game. that I
Yeah,
haven't
because we're
played,
like we can
right?
play now, and it's like who's gonna learn faster?
Yeah, and
it's like
that's always
we
fun.
care. Me and my best friend back at home would like really care about that because we've always been like we'll pick up a new fighting game. None of us will know and be like $15 is
Yeah,
the third
that's
game
so.
we play
Oh, that's so fun.
because I'm smarter than you.
Yeah, I
then-
will adapt
And
to
he's
this
just like,
world.
no, I'm smarter than you. And I'm like, I've always won. He's like, I've always won. And so we'll play for like, we'll buy it and be like, loser of the first set we play has to buy both of these copies of the game. You know what like, and they could trick us into doing that so easily.
Yeah,
But now we've seen the footage, we'll be like, Shmee.
Yeah, it's like, well, we could buy that game, but it didn't look good, and that.
So let's just play Melee.
It was like in the Italian Job when they blow their element of surprise
Yeah.
to Edward Norton, and he's like, "You just blew the one thing that you had, element of surprise,"
Right.
and they still robbed him though. So maybe Icons will
Icons-
rob us.
I just get blackout drunk and buy it anyway.
Yeah, Shmee.
Isn't it gonna be free to play or no?
Yeah, I think it is.
Probably,
gonna be free.
yeah.
But they could have got me for
Good.
$15. If you're watching this, you could have had my 15.
If it was just a little more polished.
Yeah, it just looks like the characters, the way they move, does not look smooth.
It looks like choppy. I don't even know what it looks like.
Ben asked, "Why is Miles a moron?" And that's a good question.
That was the first question I took.
I think we should revisit this question.
You think we should
I mean, I have nothing to say. I'd like you
Harp
guys
on
input.
To be fair, Ben was talking about the Puff Fox 50/50.
Oh, okay,
come on,
okay.
man.
Yeah.
Come on.
All right.
He's
Any
gonna
more
tell me
boys?
Box is just Leonardo da Vinci II.
Wait, what?
He's gonna try to tell me that Hungry Box is just the man who's put the most spin on Melee of all time.
I will agree.
Oh yeah, Ben's the biggest Hbox stan.
Look,
It's actually sickening.
It's disgusting.
Because he's like so cool, and then
That's
you
the
start
one
talking about
part-
Hbox,
that's the one part I
and
don't like.
he'll be like drunk, and then he'll kind of stand up with his shirt off and be like, "Look, Hbox is good. Like I don't know what you're saying right now." Like, he'll just
I think Ben respects like a lot of people who like just begrudgingly respect Hbox is because Puff is, if you play Puff is like one of the hardest characters to play, not at like a mechanical level, but at a like
There's a lot of bad decisions you can make. With
like
Puff.
you make a bad decision once, like you DI in incorrectly once, and it's like 40%, which is half your life.
bitch. That's with Fox too.
Except with Fox, you DI in once and it's 90% all
Yeah.
your life.
That's
An
what-
edge guard.
That's what I'm saying.
It's like it's
I get what you're saying, but you're not presenting this
Look.
properly.
Fox is a big
Look.
glass cannon, dude. You seen top level
Glass
Melee?
cannon.
He
so
dies.
I think Puff is the true glass cannon of Melee.
You know, if Sheik grabs
No,
Fox,
Falco
he's
is.
dead in her arms.
No, Falco sucks. I think Falco sucks too. Falco's awful.
It's dead in her arms, like a
a
fucking
life-
drowned baby.
It's a lifeless corpse. If you've ever played Griffin, you know that. That
Christ.
doesn't happen to Puff.
Who at the table got 280 characters? Everyone.
Oh, yeah, I got 280. I think everyone did.
Puff is a regular
What?
cannon.
280?
You know what?
The Twitter characters.
I'll concede and say Puff is
I
a
hope I
regular
did.
cannon.
I didn't even check.
Yeah, try to just fire off some double shit.
I don't wanna. I hate that, dude.
I'm not from. Okay.
People are just like posting the same copy paster, but they get more.
Yeah,
of
I
it
got
in
I
there.
got on the ground floor pretty
Dude,
quick.
you iced out Hugs as well. That was funny.
That's good, right?
Yeah, it's
I thought about that for 2 seconds, and I'm like, oh, I'll just end this.
yeah. I'll just snipe him right
Wait,
here.
what?
On Twitter, my Smash Mouth.
Oh my god! Yeah, that was like the
That was so
actual
good.
best response ever, like to anything.
See, that's people think that just happens. That's years, boys. Years of being
We-
on the schoolyard.
We've been doing this.
He actually,
It's like Gucci Mane. He didn't just start rapping.
you actually just had what Smash?
He was
Mouth
just
in your
bored in the
drafts,
rain
and you were just
at
like,
the
"Well,
goddamn Texaco bus stop.
He was at with his brother in the fucking the Hollywood swinging tapes and everything. Fucking cool. Yeah. Anyway,
I'm not from SoCal, and I wear a Peppa's shirt. What should I tell people when they ask me what's Peppa's? It's a pyramid scheme.
it's a
dude.
pyramid scheme. That's the best answer you can
Yeah.
give because any more details and it starts getting convoluted and honestly kind of lame.
Well, it is lame.
When
It is
you
lame.
when you call it a pyramid scheme,
I'm glad we've always been Peppa's haters through and through.
you're gonna do that to Mikey right now.
I love Mikey.
You know what? I respect Mikey. I respect his hustle. I think Smash Camp is going to be a
Mikey's
big
at the top of a pyramid scam, and I can respect that. Anybody
Yeah.
who's underneath that, reevaluate.
They're the ones that
I will always have respect for the top of the pyramid.
Yeah.
Everyone else,
on the dollar bill with the eyeball and shit. That's the. I don't know what else. We got any more questions, guys? We might have to just wrap this one up. Do we have anything else to talk about?
I always hate wrapping it up.
I didn't want to wrap this one either. I think this is
this
like
could go on forever.
Let's stay
Let's
here
just,
forever.
hey, let's just never.
If we stay here long enough, there'll not be a flight home. Yeah.
You'll just be here legally and broke.
bone in or
Alien.
boneless.
Bone in, boneless wings. Boneless wings or nuggets?
Yeah, that's easy. Bone in. A real wing, please.
Yeah. Or do you mean UCF?
I mean anything. Just life. I think it's an
Bone
ex-
in. Because you know I'm trying to throw it in.
Yeah.
It's
yeah,
an existential question, actually. You know what? I'm not about
Who-
bones.
Hit us, lads.
You know what? The man who says boneless is also spineless.
True. They just don't want to work for their.
For anything.
They don't. They want the payoff with none of the effort.
That's not how life works.
And if you just want a box of nuggets, you sack up and you say, "I want nuggets."
And you go to McDonald's.
That's right.
Never go to McDonald's.
I was like, "Oh yeah, I heard you. You said the Patrick Bateman sketch was low hanging fruit."
It was, yeah.
I want to tell
What?
you, yeah.
It's not that it wasn't good, just
I
that it
don't-
was an easy
I'm
apple to grab.
actually surprised
That's what
anyone
I-
got that.
Really?
I want to
Yes.
tell you that it might have been, but my low hanging fruit is still. I've never gone to McDonald's.
You're a big tree, is
On
what you're
some
saying.
low-hanging
It's a
fruit.
His
tall
lowest
tree.
hanging
Yeah.
lowest hanging fruit is like 10 feet high, at least.
I'm just saying.
You know, but all I was saying
That's-
is we've been talking like this, like Crush. She's sociopathic. That's funny. Yeah, like haha. Like American. Like I feel like we've kind of hashed that out, like about his character.
Yeah, but this was realized. But I get what you're
you
saying.
actually did it. I'll give you props for that. I'm not saying that it was a bad skit. I thought it was a good skit. I'm just saying that it was like
Okay.
Here it is. Yeah.
That's fair. I just want to say I've never taken a trip to McDonald's when there's a camera in the room. Because it's time when I'm using a camera.
No, I'm not
when
saying
I'm writing.
I'm not saying you go for the it wasn't cheap and it wasn't free. I'm just saying that the Apple was right there and you just reached out for it.
Okay.
I think we kind of went over the crush sociopath kind of vibe for a video.
Yeah. Oh, and he likes it too, and that's
Yeah.
important. When the talent has to be happy.
He played it off really well too.
He was good.
And I thought the bit about the insides they were all white controllers, but the insides of the controllers were different. That was funny.
Yeah, it was sick.
I don't want to end.
I don't want to end.
I've never
Why
wanted
did
to
Anthony have Neep draw a penis to show up on the
Oh
screen?
yeah, there's a little
right
digital
corner?
wiener that's spurting, and I thought it was really
Can you
funny.
point to
and
us?
I said, Neep, just keep it. I've never seen that movie, says Fastboy. That's because you're a child, and that's okay.
It didn't sound okay the way you said that.
I'm just saying, there's gonna be a time where like some movies, these kids are not gonna see.
That's why I was surprised that people got it, because I was like, I feel like the Smash community as a whole like ages a bit
And
younger.
not highbrow enough to have seen American Psycho.
Not highbrow. I don't think American Psycho's a highbrow movie, but
Neither
I
do
think
I.
the age is
It's
just,
you know what it is. It's an late intellectual movie. A
Is it?
lot of like college freshmen are like, no, this movie means something, bro, and it does. But
It's to show you the vapidness that is peak capitalism.
yeah,
How-
and it does. But it's like they're watching it because they want to get their dicks hard about like being woke on a movie.
Dude, you know what? I like all of the people who watch that movie and are like, fuck yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
run into some real, like...
Or they
so
see
the
Fight Club and they're like, this was the answer, man.
Yeah.
like
those bros who are, like, doing finance at school and, like, they see, like, what Patrick Bateman turns into at the end of the film and they're like, yeah, but he was still gang at the start, though. Like,
yeah,
they're like, he made it,
sick.
though. Like, he was making bank and,
He's
like,
so rich.
everyone respected him.
That's what we call
like,
libertarian.
He was
son.
jacked.
We were trying to think about like a Dorcia thing. Like Hacks would leave in the beginning of the scene and be like, "I got reservations at fucking Dorcia, like Summit 6 or whatever." But then you don't want to say that because
Yeah,
it's like.
the tie-in's
But
too
yeah,
tough.
we didn't run with that. But the writing process actually, by the way, with Hotbid, he's cool because the first thing he said to me on a Discord call, he's like, "Oh yeah, if you have a bad idea, I'm just gonna tell you it's bad." I'm like, "Yeah, good.
Please.
let's do this."
Yeah.
Because you'll get into writers' rooms where everyone's trying to coddle you and they're trying to feel you out.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, let's
No.
stomp the shit out. Let's put it away and let's get that good nuggets.
Because you can keep throwing paper over the shoulder at that point and not
That's
have
right.
to waste time on duds.
Exactly. And
But
that was
I
really
guess
cool.
where it boils into a head is like he's in a position of power there to tell you what are duds, and if you really think an idea is fire, you're going to come to a head there.
I did.
Where
but,
you're like,
but-
no, I don't want to ditch
no,
this.
you do it in a way because I did have an idea that I thought, and he was like, I don't really think this will play, and I was like, okay, that's fine. And at the end of the call, I was like, look, I think this one's really good. I'm gonna fight for it. Like I want you to know that I really think this is a good idea. And he's like, okay. But the idea was, maybe you guys will think it sucks. The Plup Club administrative meeting. Basically, Plup is running a meeting.
We've talked about this one before.
And it's like, mergers and acquisitions, go. And he's just like, really, West Balls like raises his hand, says some dumb shit, and he's like, not now. Okay, next. And then, like,
So it's just a normal meeting, but the joke is Plup actually runs the club.
yeah, but he's also an asshole, and there's some comedic elements going on there. That was
all
my
in the
pitch.
delivery.
That's true, and he was smart because he's like, you can't trust these guys because sometimes they're tired or they don't want to be in the goddamn
He's
sketch.
been
and-
hitting the goddamn pen or something.
yeah, and it's like it's not gonna work out, and I'm like, okay, good point.
No, I think that one would legitimately be all in the delivery and the actual script.
Plup, I think, would be the man, but beside the point.
Dude, you
it
know
was
what?
still
I
the good
actually
call.
loved the Plup one.
the gift basket.
Yeah.
His delivery is amazing.
Hungrybox
It was
killed
so
it as
good.
well in like the 3 seconds he was in the frame.
I didn't like his snorting sounds.
I thought that was funny
'Cause
because
it was
it's like
like-
what he would do eating a meal, really
Just
satisfied.
being really gross and
being
weird.
like, and just being like, hey, I have all this food and all these wins. I'm satisfied. Like he's just
Yeah.
like he has all the things he likes.
My original pitch for that actually was I pitched it, and then Hoppett's like, no, this is a better idea, and I'll just write this one. But it was SFAT getting coffee in the morning in the kitchen, and Armada made a pot, and he goes up to Armada and just to grab it, and Armada's like, what are you doing? And he gets kind of mad at him. He's like, no, just cut it out. Just get out of here. And then Plup just walks past and grabs it. It's like, hey, Armada, how's it going? Because he beat him. Right?
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
See, the problem is that I had to explain it like that.
Yeah.
But I think
I mean,
the
it would have
gift
hit
bat.
me if you left it with me for like 1 second.
Yeah, but
The gift
the gift
The
basket-
gift basket was way funnier, and it
snapped a
also
little
marketed
harder.
a product which they needed to do for
Yeah,
a second.
exactly. That was
And it was, that's the kind of ads that I think are really, really successful, where the product is just like, he's like, oh, I could play net play on this, but it came out, that was the pitch, like, that was the ad for that episode,
right.
but it was just so seamless in terms of, it didn't feel like he was like, oh, on my AOC monitor, I could play great lagless net play.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, it was good. That was, we were unboxing those, and he was like, "Oh, I hope this." It's like these sick ass monitors, and it's like, I hope that Plup can deliver this line without doing that. And he was like, "Oh," and Plup's so good.
You know what I mean?
fucking
though? Like,
love Plup. Holy shit.
I think that kind of marketing is the future, where it's just like, hey, we're just all having fun, and this product just happens to be here, and we're
Yeah.
not going to talk about it.
Advertisers have been trying to do that for a while, but like the whole like fellow kids thing where you're like,
But they're not. I think people do like this one way too hard.
yeah, but honestly, that matters a lot to these guys. Like,
It does, but
like when the Coke the Gatorade needs to be facing this way, so you see the logo, so it burns into your mind.
Yeah, that's why the Europe can faces
and
the
that
Red Bull doesn't.
they do studies. The reason why they do that is because studies say like, yeah, this does increase sales.
No, I understand that, but I think that to keep the cool value, you're shooting yourself in the foot for that mind burn.
Yes, corporations are never cool,
But you can't. I think that was the coolest way I've seen advertising done in a long time.
okay,
Capitalism isn't cool.
It was just so quick.
it was very quick.
And now I'm thinking, when I go home, I need a lagless monitor.
Honestly, that monitor looks pretty good.
You know what? Actually, because I'm going to play a lot of net play when I get home, because I don't live near a lot of other good players. And Sora, I need to play how to play my boy, my little boy.
And my little baby, my son.
He's growing up.
whom
dude.
I'm
He's
afraid
like-
of.
Yeah, he's 6'4" and like at least.
You
as good
guys
as
are
they were.
savage here. I remember at Bigger Balk, and Sora was you got knocked out, and
He probably just called me a puss.
no, he didn't call you a puss. He's like, well, you fucking you had you got reversed throughout. You had 2 games on your own stage, and you lost. That's on you. And I was like, jeez,
Yeah, that's how we roll.
you guys like that's
He's not gonna.
That's
gonna say
like good
He's
shit.
not gonna say well done because he knows it wasn't well done.
yeah. And I was like, fuck yeah.
That was actually bullshit though, because that was supposed to be a best of 3. I won the set. The guy walks away. Kira's like, "Oh no, this is actually a best of 5."
fucking Dave,
And he was like, "Call the guy back if you want."
and you did. I
And I
remember
called
that.
him back.
At that point, it's your fault. It's not Dave's fault because you wanted
He
to
said,
play out the
"Yeah,
set.
I mean, I know, but the guy should just
Don't
consider
put
it."
that on Dave, even though it is.
I
Dave's
asked to go
fault,
down that route, but dude, game 4 went so triggeringly that I just lost the set off it.
It was nice seeing Dave, by the way.
It
Connor
was.
the kid was there because he was doing tempo stuff work. There were some sort of satellite people there that were really cool just to hang out with. Connor and Dave kept running Ironmans. That was really funny. Like it was like two buddies from back in the days. Like still like Mike Gannon is better than yours. Like we need to run this right
I
now.
like how we say back in the day when Dave's been gone for like maybe 3 months or something like that.
but like there's still the lore, right?
Yeah, I mean, no, they.
And Connor's kind of moved on from the game as well, so it's
Yeah.
like they're coming back to it together and caring about it.
Yeah, it's fun. As someone who just got to hang out for the little time I did, it's super fun. I recommend going if you ever could, but
The 15K, Bully Mike,
yeah,
one or the other.
yeah, man,
The 1500, sorry.
1500, yeah. But yeah,
Imagine if it was 15K. Ringler still pays.
and he just shows up late anyway. Like, I don't care.
Fuck this place. Anyone got a stock?
Yeah. Let's see.
I think I'm gonna try to finesse my way in somehow. Just gonna be someone's coach. Dude.
In a couple years, I think you'll have enough clout.
No, dude. I'm gonna call in my phantom favors.
You'll just be the new Kira, dude. You just TO it.
The book.
I won't do that.
Hey, Neeper, time out. The guy who said the American Psycho book sucks. Thanks.
Yeah, time to
Yeah.
go.
What's
'Cause,
his actual name so we could dox him?
Just time him out. Just let
Jet
him
would
know.
not have replied to that.
Yeah, come on.
Well, Jet's gone. I'm here, so deal with it.
Fast boy. Why does Dawson drink energy drinks other than Europe? Because I have a crippling caffeine addiction, even though I claim to be straight edge.
There you go.
There you go, dude.
You want to hear that real shit? There
Yeah.
it is.
What all skits did I pitch? I pitched the American Psycho. I pitched the peanut butter one. Well, that was sort of, we worked that one out together. The Evangelion intro. I did all those frames. Because they wanted it to be frame by frame, so I told them every single frame it should be. Actually, a lot of the mech shots which were just Fox renders, were actually going to be a man in a fox suit, but I guess they didn't have time to shoot that, so they didn't do that. So that was cool because it was just me watching that anime and being familiar with it. I was able to get on that.
I can't tell if this is a bit or not.
It's not a bit. No, I really did that.
Man in a fox suit.
Yeah, because they had the fox suit, and it's like the mech is like instead of the mech,
it's the character.
It's the character. It's
Yeah.
the fox suit.
I like that.
Yeah, but they didn't have time to shoot it. So.
I like the outro as well when someone ended.
Yeah, that was good.
That was it.
And you'll see on there Dicktown, and that's the production crew, and those guys are real ones. That's
Really?
like literally
And
their crew.
Are they affiliated with Summit very closely?
Yeah, they're like Summit employees, but they're Dicktown, you know.
That's what they call their little crew.
Yeah, it's very cool. And those guys are super hard workers too. It's like, you know, like when you watch the Emmys and the actors like, just want to thank the crew and everyone who worked really hard. Like, it's some bullshit, but it's true. You know what I mean?
I feel like those guys really do mean it, especially when they're talking about movie sets, because they work so closely with these people.
Yeah, every
who are
day.
like day in, day out there before they are probably
Yeah.
packing
Shouts
up.
to Nigo
Nego was there.
for running the
I was
audio.
just eating cheesy
Nego?
bread on Sunday
Nego.
night. And yeah.
Ice climbers?
Yes.
How?
I was eating cheesy bread, and he's just like, "Hey, Slime," and I'm like,
Every other
you doing
streamer,
here?
like everyone else who was like, who streams was just busy.
So they
So
called in Nego
Yeah.
from FD.
"Yeah,
Yeah. FD Boise, dude. You should
I'm
be
so
proud.
I am proud. I'm just shocked.
Peng,
Jared, the audio guy, that's Nigo.
Yeah, are Peng Boys and Smashing nothing more than leechers? Yeah, they are. But
Yeah.
I've made peace with that idea, right? Actually, you know what's funny? Peng Boys messaged me, and he was like,
we gotta talk about this.
I made all those jokes about like, can I get my cut? And he messaged me. He's like, what do you want? Like,
How
what?
how much do you
you
need to
really did. And I was like, no, you know what? I'm sorry. Like, I just wasn't. This was new to me, but I now understand the world I live in.
You didn't come at him hand over fist, and you're like, "Look, I need $50 every month until
Yeah,
you quit."
no, I just said keep doing it, whatever. And this is on my end, like anything that involves me. I don't speak for like anyone
Protection
else.
money on Twitter.
Or but then he was like, I was going to make a slime video of slime time for the summit, and is that cool with you? And if it's not, I won't do it. And I'm like, well, I kind of wanted to put it in my own thing. And then I was all day thinking, and I asked Dawson about it too. I was like, should I let him do it or me do it? Like,
Let him do
what's
it.
the numbers game?
Let him do it.
And that's what I decided.
Yeah, that's an easy.
Got more subs,
I'd
more
say-
exposure.
I'd say
Yeah,
more
I miss out on some YouTube revenue.
A tiny
maybe.
bit of YouTube revenue, but also you don't have to.
I don't
you,
have to do
you're
it.
not, You're not cutting up highlights for your own YouTube video. That's not who we are. We're not highlight
I said
guys.
like if he
Right,
was to
right,
do
right.
like a comic comp,
You know what I'm
that
saying?
he could pitch to like a major to get on.
It's
I
like
think
seeing-
the context is important there. Whereas like Ping Boys, just the raw exposure you could get is
That's
like,
what I was
as
thinking. I'm like,
important.
numbers wise, like fucking run it.
It's like watching a homeless man get half a sandwich out of the bin and being mad that he didn't pay for it. It's like these guys really are in the gutter of YouTube, and
Yeah.
you're like, "Hey, give me half of that, bro. I just put that in the bin."
Right, and I feel like it sucks for like other streamers, but I feel like the reason these guys have gotten away with it for so long is because it eventually funnels into exposure for whatever players.
That's why I've always been
Yeah.
like pretty whatever about it. Like
And being mean to them is literally worse than just letting them do their thing.
I agree, yeah, and I came around to that, and I'm glad I did because you know that's like Hungry Bucks fighting in the mud and beating a peon with his scepter.
The place that you are going is much higher up than that, and you need their support,
Yeah.
essentially.
and I'm with it. So
it's like paying like what $10-$20 for someone to do free advertising or not free advertising.
You
but
don't even have to pay
advertising
any
for-
money.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like the $20 you lose out of your cut of that YouTube that you put up yourself.
Plus
It's
the
like,
work, too.
Yeah, like
Combo Fest said Slime used to not shill, but look at what he became.
Common Fest also had a question earlier. Marry, fuck, kill, Trolley, Anto, SK.
Oh, this is easy.
This
for
is
me.
the easy.
yeah.
This is so easy for me.
Fuck SK, marry Anto, kill Trolley.
Charlie's getting killed on
Every
Trolley's
time.
getting.
Easy.
Yeah.
And honestly,
There's not
Anto
a universe in which he lives.
I'm marrying SK because the goddamn FD pride.
Yeah, I mean, SK
I'm-
and Anto's.
Rich Kenji, how could you pass that up? That's a good future.
That's true. Yeah, you're set. I would marry Anto just because Actually, no. Fuck.
Fuck Anto.
No, I would marry him, but we'd have to talk about a couple things because I'm not allowed in the Irvine chat, and I'm pissed about it.
I wouldn't have to talk about any problems with SK. We would just go straight back to FD. There's a new FD coming up.
Is there?
Yeah, they're looking into the future.
Okay, I'm with it.
Okay.
I think that's not contraband knowledge. After you're looking for a new place.
I just didn't know. That's cool. Yeah.
And yeah, we'd live a happy future, Gucci'd out of our minds, with custom controllers,
Of course.
both playing Fox Heroes until we get old.
I see AF.
Blind and haters.
Your kids come out boosted.
And they're playing Fox, you know that.
But Doug is getting killed.
And Anto,
Every
I
single
guess it would just be another one night. Like, it would be a one night that I would hope to maybe remember. Maybe it would be a good once off. I don't know.
Or maybe it'd just be a sad one.
I'd have to either I would get through it or it would be a cherished memory.
Slime, does anyone tell you look like wife a lot? And they do, and I
don't see it.
Everyone always says that. I think it's racist because we're just white guys with big noses. No, you know what's funny? When I watched when the Slime on the Scene aired, one of the first little Twitch chat that scrolled through when I was talking in my intro was, "Why does Slime look like he has a terminal illness?" It was really funny because I did because
Shit.
Terminal illness. No. What I meant was,
You
dump it
felt-
on us now that you actually have cancer.
I'm dying. No, I felt like that was the last shot we did was that intro, and we were rushing to get that done, and also me climbing over the fence. That was a really rushed shot, and I'm like, I just need to shoot this, and then I'll go edit, and he's like, okay. And it was this room that Grace and the other production people were working in, and it was fucking baked in there. Like, it was so hot.
They have aircon?
No, I don't know why. It was like a big hot window, and they weren't in there. They were running around, so they didn't care. And so I'm in this room, and it's so hot, and I'm just sweating. And he said that comment, and I was like, yeah, I really do look like I'm just fucking dying. Because I was.
Because you were, yeah.
And we did 2 takes, and then the guy's like, are you good with those takes? And I'm like, yeah, I'm good. Let's get out of here. Like, I can't do this.
Just wanted to leave.
So, yeah.
Oh, the end of that video when Mango's like, how do you keep getting back in
Yeah.
here? That was so funny to me.
That was fun. Yeah, he was great. I asked him, the 2 questions I asked him, they just weren't funny. I asked him who used to stomp him back in the day. Apparently, yes, he had a lot of trouble with Mana Cloud. Couldn't beat him for a long time. He named some other guys. It was, man, I just want to talk to Mango all day.
Everybody does.
Dude, he's just a lad.
He's the OG.
Armada, I asked him when's the last time he was Falcon Punched.
Such a good question.
He was like, I think either 2 or 3 years ago by Wizzy or S2J, but it has been years since that's happened to me.
Right?
Yeah. He's like, that's been years since that happened to me. I'm like, okay, that's sick.
It's like days for me, actually.
Yeah, let me tell you, that counter is pretty fresh. What do we got? Mango was complaining on stream today that I don't give him good enough questions. It's because I respect him so goddamn much, dude.
You're a little stan.
I'm a big I can't.
You're a big fan?
The Red Bull questions were good, but yeah, also at Summit, I was rushed, and I was like, I can't think of a material.
Do we want to give the
Mango.
lore about the first Red Bull and maybe the Leffen and how that situation?
Yeah, we can go into that. Because I've got it like that now. Yeah, so what happened at Red Bull is I'm in the Cal Poly Pomona Facebook group, and one of the guys in there was like, hey, I've got media passes for this Red Bull event coming up. Does anyone want one? And I was like, just like comment below. And I was like, LOL, yeah. And that turned into a real media pass that I was able to get. And I'm just in the Facebook group. Anyone can join that, right? And so I get basically the guy emails me. He's like, okay, this is what you do. You just tell him you're part of Cal Poly Pomona Esports, and you get your media pass. I'm like,
sweet,
cool, sick. And when I said, LOL, yes, I want to pass, I had this idea of doing this, just roasting players or whatever. Joe goes on the scene or whatever. And so we get there, and I tell them I'm from Cal Poly Pomona Esports, and they give me my media pass, and they give me a tour, and the very pretty Red Bull girls are like, this is this. We can get you an interview with Leffen if you'd like. And I'm like, that would be gang, and all this shit, and it was great. And so, but when I got my pass, I thought I was hot shit. So I turned to my camera guy Adrian, and I'm like, dude, I don't go to Cal Poly Pomona. I totally just finessed them. And I think I said that a little too loud. And so that one of the other girls, I think, heard me. So what happened later on that day is when it was time to interview Leffen, I get the text. She says, hey, Leffen's ready. Come to the media desk, though, really fast. And I'm like, okay. And I come up, and they're both sitting there at the desk, and they're like, "So where are you from again?" And I'm starting to sweat.
Oh no!
I'm like, Cal Poly Pomona.
Me, Cal Poly student.
Yeah. Go Broncos! And they're like, okay, cool. So are you in a club or the esports club or anything like that? I was like, well, I mostly do Smash. I think esports is a little bit separated. I basically took on the role of Video Waffles. I told them that I like TO'd and like went to the weeklies a lot and like hung out with those guys, and I graduated. I just lying to them.
Just lied his ass
Just
off.
lying like a damn criminal. And she's like, okay, that's cool. Where are you gonna put this interview? And I was like, oh, I got a YouTube channel. It's called Bad Melee. And they're like, okay, and they type it in and they look at it and they bring up a podcast video, and I'm like, see, that's the podcast. That's what I told you about. And they're like, okay, all right.
You're like, me.
Yeah, they're still not buying it. And well, they bought it, and they're like, okay, you can go interview Leffen. So when I finally do sit down with Leffen, the Red Bull girl is there, and she's just talking me up. She's like comforting me because there's the master Red Bull guy, there's the Red Bull girl, and then there's Leffen. And I just sit down with Leffen, and during the interview, they're just watching me like a goddamn hawk. The camera's rolling, and I'm like, okay, I'm here with Cal Poly Pomona Esports, and this is Leffen, and I just gave him the most esports interview of my life. And the only joke question I asked him basically was, when were you going to see your Luigi? And he was very cordial, and he was really nice about it.
Did this interview ever see the light of day?
No, I have it. I have it cut even. The Cal Poly guy never got back to me about a watermark.
Patreon goal.
Yeah, you can see the secret esports Leffen interview. But at Summit...
Slime is serious! Exclamation mark, question mark, exclamation mark, all capitals.
Yeah, we're talking about how it's like the Slime on the Scene gets put out for Red Bull, and Leffen is like, what the
It's
fuck is this?
conspicuously going... Yeah.
What the hell?
Well, okay, so at Summit, I interviewed Leffen, and I asked him some questions, and I had some ones for him this time. And I was like, do you remember me interviewing you at Red Bull? And he's like, no, not at all. And then I told him a very abridged story, and he's like, oh, yeah, they definitely wouldn't let that happen, or something like that.
Yeah.
You know? I'm like, whew, good. I can test my luck on that one.
Out, yeah. You just start running the hardest lines in front of these guys.
Bits. And they're just like, whoa, what?
So they're like, Leffen, you're away from home for a long time. Your girl must get pretty lonely.
Yeah.
Start running really hard material on him.
Yeah, so that's basically what happened at that. I feel like now I have maybe enough clout to be able to tell that story and not have it come back and bite me in the ass.
That's the kind of story where it's like when you make it out, it's cool to have that one under the belt. But at the time,
he was like,
I stood
there's
up.
a bomb.
Yeah, no,
strapped to my
I
chest.
stood up and I finished the interview, and Adrian was like, bro, you look like you have a bomb strapped to your chest right now. You got to relax. And I'm like, okay. And then what was cool is Mango came down just passing by after that, and we just snagged him and got the interview. So that was cool. Yeah,
you need to ask Mang more hard hitting questions. It sounds like you just stand him in the interview and then there's no good footage.
It's hard. I can't not, man. But you're right. Okay, by the way,
he's the most down to answer D-Gen questions.
I know,
and that's why I don't know. Like, if we were gonna throw any of those guys softballs, Mango is the most down to answer fucked
it's
questions.
not softball, but it's just like I also like the part of the bit is being able to make them uncomfortable, and Mango just doesn't ever feel uncomfortable. And
that's why I think Hugo was the best, because his reaction was just like perfect to all the, just a very uncomfortable, just like fuck you.
Right,
That's
right.
why I think the bit is waning as well, is because
the bit is waning.
They all want it now, and they're like, "Hi, he's gonna roast me. Tell me the funny questions, funny man."
Mike tried to run a bit, and that's why that's the only clip I got from him. And you can see he's trying to run a bit, and I'm like, Mike, just
this
let me
is
do my
a good.
thing.
This is a good question, and we could wrap it up like after this. Slime, what's your end game like?
Do you want to become a major commentator of super majors, or do you plan on sticking on the more comedic end of the spectrum?
Because I think that's important.
You're on the spectrum.
Jesus.
No.
That's important because you've talked about it like a few times that like Slime on the Scene eventually has to die.
Slime on the Scene is running out of gas, and
you
I think
run
I've
out
got
of top players.
One left in me,
Yeah.
And I think it probably be at Genesis 5. That's the plan. But yeah, I don't, and I also don't want to be the interview guy. No, I don't. The Pat's House, I got another plan coming on for a video with Dia. But like I don't want to also be the interview guy. Like you start to pigeonhole yourself and it becomes your shtick, and I don't want to do that because I feel like that's lame, and I have more to offer as just a student of comedy or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, my end game is to what the Summit guys are doing. Like they built that out of a man and his laptop casting a Dota game. That's seriously what it was. LD was just like, I like Dota, I'm gonna cast it, and now he's like on the coast of fucking Southeast Asia fishing for whales, or I don't know what he's doing. It's amazing.
He's on a boat.
I mean, that's the idea, to get into, to build a sort of production empire based on good ass stuff.
Funny stuff
that matters, that I've always wanted to make, and that's the goal. Commentating is sort of just like, it's just something I can do.
It's a vehicle, right?
It's practice, and it's a vehicle, and it's something to hang out and do, but it's not like I want to be a commentator. It's more just like commentating something I can do because I'm good at all these other things.
Yeah, and I think like the other stuff that like we've at least all talked about, the three of us, is like not necessarily better than Slime on the Scene, but I think it's like if people like Slime on the Scene, like I think they're gonna go like bonkers over some of the other stuff.
Yeah, the Cooking with Chong video, like I'm shooting that no matter what happens with the Patreon could sit at 210 for 100 years, and I would still have that video and probably post it.
There's so much planned, actually.
But yeah, and so like the shit like that. That's why I bought the camera. That's why I have all this gear. Like I want to have an idea and execute it in a week.
Yeah, I think we've had an abundance of good ideas this year, and it's time to start moving on those.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
And now we can. So we get the gear.
And I think this is the
And this will
first,
always be for the
tree,
lads.
and then there's gonna be many branches to it. You know,
This will always be for the lads, right?
this is
here.
home base.
Yeah, well, this will ever change.
Fucking well, Miles is gone. I'll change a little bit.
Yeah,
But.
it's gonna change a lot.
Yeah, I mean, all I'm saying is you guys are gonna have to do some dick stomping in my wake.
I will. I will honorably.
I'll take the cleats off, slide them over to you, and they'll fit like a charm.
like a fucking baseball glove. Like, oh yeah, real nice. And we'll stomp dicks. I don't think Dawson's got him in. I gotta pick up double duty.
I don't think you gotta stomp them out. There's no need to.
I'm just saying Dawson can't. He doesn't have it in him to do it.
No, I'm saying he never needs one. He just always keeps it real.
Oh yeah, fair enough.
When you got it like me,
Guns
you have
can
other
get a
hitters.
little-
Oh, you're talking about on the podcast?
Yeah.
Like amongst ourselves.
No, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I
is
thought
when
you were
there's- when
talking
there's
about-
guests. I want to be
Oh,
watching.
guess yeah. Okay.
Not neither of you two, but what I'm saying is maybe Gunth, maybe guests. Gunth is usually pretty chill. I'm just saying I wanna be at home and see Dawson one day turn around and just be like, no, that was on some weak shit to a guest, and then I could alter for you know that scene in Batman where he's like, I want to see you at a cafe.
Yeah.
You know, it's like,
yeah.
I know everything will be okay, Mr. Wayne.
yeah. He's like, leave this city and never come back.
Yeah.
I want to leave Gotham City and be at a cafe on my laptop, see Dawson stomp one out and just close the lid.
Yeah, just know that it's all okay. It's all gonna be all right.
And be like, where were we?
Yeah.
And just my day will just be brighter.
2 croissants, please. Okay, I think that can wrap. So, yeah, guys, this is the penultimate Miles episode. We're gonna do another one Saturday, right?
Mhm.
And then you're
Big-
leaving the next day.
Big Miles send-off episode.
Oh, this is fucked up.
I have personalized cards for both of you that I'll present you next episode.
Oh,
you're
I
lying.
don't believe that.
Oh, we should get a
Um,
Christmas
I'm
card
not lying.
done.
A Christmas. We should get something.
Yeah,
We should
right before he leaves.
we
you
should
know?
get him a gift. Honestly.
No, I mean just like us three, like Batman. Like
Oh
Christmas.
yeah, that's
That'd
good.
be a good Patreon goal. Actually,
That would be a good Patreon goal.
Oh,
Maybe we'll do that.
Oh,
That'd be a good something.
Bad
It'd be- it's a good idea.
Bad melee Christmas cards.
It's a good idea.
We'll have Neep
that's
in too.
actually a really good idea.
Yeah.
It's in the works. But yeah, okay.
And he's
so-
in the background, just like fixing a light.
Anyway, thanks for chilling, boys. We'll see you on Saturday, and then it's all bets are off.
Season 3.
Season finale Saturday.
Season finale of Bad Melee season 2.
What a time it's been.
Wait, we're gonna do some heavy reflecting.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be one of those episodes.
Yeah.
It's gonna be an IRL stream where we just pick fights on the street.
I wish
That's what
I
we
wish
do for the final episode.
I wish Ben was here for Mater.
We're gonna fly him in. We're dropping Mater, dude.
Imagine we fly Ben in again this weekend
Yeah.
for a final sesh.
Just for a fucking podcast. He's like, hey,
Where's Lude?
You guys are
where's
pussies.
Lude? And then he just drops a hard T, and we're like, Damn it! Come on.
Now the episode's got to get
Yeah.
cut.
Yeah.
Every hard letter in the book is just dropped.
But yeah, okay. Thanks, guys. We'll see you Saturday. And